Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman, and you already know what time it is. We're drafting best ball teams. Tonight, an extra special guest on the show, and it's not his first time either. You know him, you love him. It's Hoohames, and he's coming on to school us on how to draft the Puppy Butt Superflex. I'm very excited to get into it. It's going to be a great show. We're going to be ripping these. We're going to be entering a 20-second per pick Puppy Butt Superflex soon enough. So come draft with us. Get in on the fun. Subscribe to Hoohames' channel. Links in the description. Make sure you're sub tier. Hit the like if you're watching. Let's get into it and hit the intro. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Well, I'm glad to be back.
Glad to have you. Stoked that we could make it happen.
Yeah.
Perfect timing because you have been killing it with these Puppy Butt Superflexes. I've been watching your streams, listening to the strategies. You had Steve on. You've had a bunch of people on talking Superflex and ripping it. Tell me what I should know about these Superflex drafts.
I mean, in my mind, you need 3 quarterbacks at some point. And I mean, even if you end up with 2, you could dart throw a bunch late because in theory, like you get to the playoff weeks, right? You have to start 2 of them. So if you only have 2 active, it's just going to make it way harder to advance to the 1 of 10 to get to the finals if you only have those 2 guys. So having that third guy to me just makes a ton of sense. And like if let's say you get Lamar and then Fields and then like you don't take one in the next round and then every one of them goes and then you take like 3 backups to like try to hit one for the playoff week. Like that's fine. Like that's not necessarily where you want to be, but like at least you need those extra options to me. Like that's one point that I've been thinking about. Like, so I either make sure I have 3 or I go 4. Like if I only have 2 that are starters, like for sure starters, I usually go 5. Like, and maybe that's too much, but I think you need to. And Steve Steve just wants to go 3 every time, and that's probably the right answer. But I like to try to push things here and there, and sometimes that bites you, you know. Especially in these, it seems to. Yeah, it seems to bite you even more in this because everyone understands you need multiple.
And I think there's still a decent number of ambiguous quarterback situations where, you know, who's the QB for the Steelers? Who's the QB for the Saints? And so there's the Colts. There's some opportunities to take advantage of the Giants. And so Superflex with a 20 rounds, maybe you get a little bit more ways to take advantage of some of that early on. This contest, I mean, it looks like with, let me go ahead and pull it up in, boom, this view. It looks like the 225,000 entrants, nearly 250,000 people are going to be in on this. I mean, it does happen to be almost 20% filled, but this is the true sickos. This is the Hoohames of the world who have done, 20, 30 drafts already. Maybe their pace slows down somewhat, but I would have to think this is going to be open through July.
I mean, it's had pretty, like, it's only been open a week, right?
That's true.
Like it's moving along. They're going to probably have a lot more Superflex, I bet, because it's definitely feeling good. Jamie's asking what backups. Like, honestly, anybody. Like, if you have Rashee Rice, like, you could just tack on Gardner Minshew because if Mahomes gets hurt and they're going to like KC is going to rest him to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs in week 16, 17, and you get Gardner Minshew to play for a week or 2 and you have that top target, like that's a good spot to be in, right? Like now if he's starting, you're probably not doing great, but it gives you an extra option. And last year, as Steve was pointing out,
Yep.
the person, I think it was the person who got fourth had Drew Lock, and it was like one of the only teams that had Drew Lock.
Incredible.
And like that's one of the, I think it was fourth. It was second or fourth. It was a very high place. So like anybody, like it's not like he's a Milton type who is a rusher. Mariota is a fantastic one. Like
I think that I saw you draft. Was it a team that you had that had Jaden Daniels and Mariota on it?
yeah, I've actually been kind of doing that quite a bit. Like today I did Tua and then Zach Wilson on top of it. Like if I like mostly because I don't trust Tua to stay healthy. But
Of course.
but like I did that. Like actually one of my favorite things to do right now. Okay, it was the second place, as Steve said.
Right. Right.
Uh, it was like I'm getting into taking Tyler Shuck at pick 90-ish.
Okay.
And then Spencer Rattler goes in like round 17. And that's a guarantee.
Incredible.
That's a guaranteed quarterback. Like, is it a high caliber quarterback? Probably not. But as a third, a guy to just try to get you through one of those other weeks, like I think it makes sense.
I think it makes a ton of sense. I was curious about that because, okay, we have, like I said, some like the Saints, the Colts, some ambiguous QB situations. Lock up the two most likely candidates makes a lot of sense to me. Also, I mean, what is the injury rate at QB? There's 32 teams. Everyone's got to start a QB every week. Let's just for a little thought experiment, if every team had one guaranteed starter that you said was going to play the 17 games, the injury rate is like what? 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 5 QBs is going to miss at least a game or 2 or 3, and then some are going to miss the whole season with an ACL. So we probably should be drafting at least 1, if not 2 teams, QB2, that has the most upside, within the last rounds if they're free, is kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, there's like I drafted Jimmy Garoppolo on a Puka team. Like
Why not?
right? Like I
Especially the proven veterans who
yeah,
we know can produce for fantasy, like Garoppolo. He was a
right.
starter a few years ago. We think about
Yeah.
like Baker Mayfield a few years ago was the backup and then had to win a spot back. So it's not unlikely that a guy could do that again. Maybe another one that would come to mind would be like Kirk Cousins, probably a smash pick.
He's finally like I was getting him in round 20 here and there. Like I got a Michael Penix Kirk Cousins team because Kirk Cousins was available in the 20th. I'm like, okay, why not? Like, and you also have the out with him for him to get traded midseason or before the season or whatever
I think
and
so.
actually be a starter. Like, I'm not saying it's likely, but it's possible. Like, and that coach speak clip that came out on him is pretty bearish and pretty bullish for Penix as well.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So we got some friends in the stream. We see Steve in the 2 spot. We got Green Bean in the 4. Let me know if anyone else is in here. We're riding with the 9 spot. Hoohames. It's a 20-second pick clock. These are going to come fast and furious. I know you're dialed in. I'm still trying to get there. I've got it set to ADP right now. Where do you think we go with our first pick?
I love the elite running backs or Jefferson. Like I tend to like the quarterbacks that come back around in round 2 quite a bit. But I mean, I'm fine with Mahomes or Baker or Kyler or Bo Nix or like Bijan and Jefferson though are the two. Like, and running back is more important in this. So I would, if I were you, since it's your first one, I would take Bijan. Like
I'm
Bijan
down to get
is
some Bijan exposure.
he is my highest, like my highest of the back end of the first round in exposure right now. Like,
Nice.
like because you're gonna like something you didn't mention, and so in this tournament you only start 2 wide receiver. So wide receiver
Yes, sir.
should be pushed down quite a bit. So if you take Jefferson, like I did earlier, well, BTJ came back around. Like Well, I'm basically done at wide receiver. Like, yeah, I need some bye week people, but like I stopped at 5. Like how hyper fragile works in regular stuff like BBM, you could apply those same mechanics to this for wide receiver
I see.
because like you're gonna hope to like you just fill out and try to hit the flex with the running back. So I would take Bo Nix. I've did some like Genty Bijan starts, but I think I did that on day one. I knew that. So my goal day one was to get a bunch of those double running back, double elite skill positions,
Hmm.
and then get get 3 quarterback teams with those because I knew all the quarterbacks were going to go up in price like they did last year when the Superflex dropped. It took about 3 or 4 days for them to really fly up the board. So I got a couple of like Bijan. I have like a Bijan McCaffrey, Drake May, Bryce Young with Geno Smith team. Like they're not
Okay.
elite quarterbacks, but like I still got 3, and I had Bijan McCaffrey, right? Like something like that,
I love that.
right? Like, and now like whatever you do after that, like if you take another running back like Omari and Hampton's, or like at that point it'd be like probably like Mixon could be available there. I would
Okay.
not do that. If you mess with your exposures here, like I've had it zero out
Hmm.
because of the tournament being different.
Yeah, I don't really get much. I mean, I guess because it's my first Superflex puppy draft. I'm pretty much just checking exposures just to show
Right,
something, but it doesn't really matter. But I had it filtered
right,
to
right.
BBM only.
Yeah, I uploaded a file while I was in a different tournament and it like broke it and I
Oh,
had to like
uploaded. Yeah,
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 yeah.
but I just stay away from the tool while I'm not in a regular contest myself. Like, but
Gotcha.
I'm new to it as well.
Um,
Um,
mentioning the tool, I saw that the best ball overlay website was up. Have you checked out your combinations and your exposures and things yet on the actual website?
I will be doing that tomorrow or
Yeah,
probably Tuesday. I already knew a lot of them because I used the other program for because my year subscription for Spike Week ended in April,
gotcha.
and there they already had the website up and you could look at
Right.
all that. So I already had looked at some of that stuff previously.
Yeah, I'm interested to get into it. I haven't done it
It's
yet, but
fun.
I'm interested to check it out. I saw Pat was showing it off a little bit today.
Yeah.
BG was showing it off a few days ago. I'm not. I think I'm at 29 best ball manias, and that's what I really want to focus on is looking at those combinations. So
All
I'm
right,
pumped to
hit
do it.
QB.
Yeah.
Hit QB real quick. Um, so we could take one, or we could take BTJ. BTJ was there.
I'm open to
It's
taking a Chan.
just go ahead and take Penix or Stroud. I mean, the safer thing is to go Penix or Stroud or whatever.
Let's take Penix and then see who
Yeah,
comes back around. So I'm more of an open minded kind of drafter where to me, ADP means really nothing. It's more about
yeah.
just building out structural teams that
Well,
can win. And I think Bijan and Penix is more
yeah,
exciting to me than like Bijan
absolutely.
Stroud. Although I will say we still could stack Stroud at some point. I just noticed that Nico was
Right.
gone, and that's kind of the clear path to a Stroud team.
Yeah. And like depending on how many like if non-quarterbacks go here at the back end, I think BTJ was the right call.
Sure.
So like in front of us, we got to look. Like Steve has 3 quarterbacks, but 2 of them only have 1. So those 2 teams are almost definitely going to take one, right?
Yes.
And then the 5 hole and the 4 hole and the 6 hole, basically every other team, 3 teams on the other side of us have 1. So taking double quarterback is probably the play.
Makes sense to me. McCarthy is still there.
Yeah. I mean,
London would be there, but I guess
hit
if you probably
quarterback.
have seen London go much later.
Is Bryce Young still there?
Yes.
I
McCarthy,
personally like Bryce Young more.
I'm
And
open to it. I'm not opposed.
so why? On the way back, most of the time Tet is available.
That's a sweet little that comes with experience just to know who's
Yeah.
available
Right.
there. Maybe Ted's a good pick for our first wide receiver at that point. I'm cool with going Bryce Young. I
Yeah,
know you're
and
big in on him. I'm drafting a ton of them too. We've got our third QB. We're looking pretty good. Let's say a little what up to the chat and see what everyone's got going on. Thanks for stopping in. We got Jason, evening all. Steve, of course, in the draft. We're doing great, buddy. Hope you're having a great weekend. Tyler stopping in, which is hilarious because I think he's still live with BBG, but
no, he bounced.
Oh, he had to bounce. Yeah. Okay. But that was a fun draft they had going on earlier, and appreciate you, Tyler, always for stopping by. And good stuff.
I want to touch on something Jamie said earlier. He asked me about why the MILF Hunter and why not Quinn Ewers, and
yes,
I'm not going to answer that because I'd like to stay on the stream.
Good call. Good call.
Candyman's a Texas fan. So
wait, do you see it behind me? Do you see this?
Yeah.
Is it in focus? Can you tell what that is?
Oh, well, I see the hat.
I brought it out just for you. I can't. It doesn't really fit on my head very well. It's a little bit too small for me, but it shrunk somehow. But
that's nice. I'm not a hat person. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Yeah. But no, I really like the Bryce Young, and getting Tet. You could basically use him as an elite wide receiver, right?
Yes.
And then take a running back after that. It's a little lighter at running back because you're going to see. Oh, Steve went Trey McBride again. If Trey McBride ends up going to the 5th round like that, I'm all in on that.
That seems.
And Brock Bowers went mid-3rd. I'm okay with that. I don't think we would have taken him because number one, we would have lost our stack, and all 3 of our quarterbacks, if you didn't notice, all have a different bye week. We have I think it's week 12, week 5, and week 14.
Correct.
Yeah. So
bye week, Jeff math. Know your bye weeks.
Right. And honestly, we're probably going to be able to take a running back first and then flip Tet around. We could chance it. We could just take him. I think if there's
a running back here that I really like, that I think would be a smash pick if it falls to us. There's maybe 2 other ones that I'm cool with maybe pushing and then taking a receiver anyways.
There's 2 of them. I think there's 3 running backs that are left that I think are a tier.
Yes.
And I would be okay not getting Tet, but I would prefer to get Tet.
It's Kyron, isn't it? We got to take Kyron here.
I'm not huge on Kyron, but I'm fine with it.
It gives us a week 17 correlation, which is nice.
Exactly.
And then also he's a touchdown, machine. It's the Rams offense.
With the Falcons setup, Kyron is the pick. And then Rashee Rice just went I would have felt I couldn't have brought myself to taking Tet over Rashee, even though it's the right call. Maybe
no, I wouldn't either. Yeah. I guess we're thinking obviously London's gone.
Go back to the ADPs real quick and check
of course.
where Tet is, because I believe
he's way down here actually at wide receiver. He's pick.
Well, so he's pick 71. So he wouldn't make it back to us. He's been falling then. Go ahead and hit running back.
I would probably take Devontae Adams over him, but running back we could take either Harvey or Chuba and feel pretty good, and then Hampton's obviously there too.
Yeah, I think we just take Harvey and get the sack that way.
Yep. I'm a big fan. I think you and I both have been in on Harvey, and the landing spot is just too good to pass up on.
I'm actually not that into him at ADP.
His new price.
I'm at 6%. I'm not fading him. I understand the value of the position, and I'm very in on Bo Nix and the offense as a whole.
Gotcha.
But I'm not in on any one player being the absolute guy you need. I think they're just going to kind of spread it around. And but Harvey does have league winning upside. That is a thing he has. So,
and it makes sense for our team the way we've started. We've got 3 really solid running backs: Bijan, Kyron as a bring back to our week 17 game stack, and then we also have Harvey, who pairs quite nicely with Bo Nix. We've got Nix, of course, Michael Penix Jr., and Bryce Young. So I'm feeling really good about this squad. Another couple players, wide receivers we could target late. Of course, we're thinking Sutton, if he's there, we could get Mooney, and then I even like Adam Thielen later on too as a nice piece.
Coker goes in the last round. Jatavian Sanders. So one thing you do have to watch out for in this is the tight ends go like crazy from like rounds 14 to 18.
There's
There's
like
like
a
none.
zone for him, right?
Yeah, there's like none left. Jamie asked if I like Tet over McLaurin, or McLaurin over Tet. I mean, so in Superflex, I think I may just be straight up Tet over McLaurin. In other drafts, I take McLaurin because I love Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, McLaurin doesn't smash unless Jaden smashes, in my opinion.
That's true.
I just like that's just what I feel.
Yeah, McLaurin in this draft went to the team over here. So he actually
Yeah,
fell just a little bit to pick 60. I don't know if that's technically a
right.
fall, but I would take him ahead of a bunch of these other receivers.
I mean, I would take Tyreek over him. Usually Devontae.
No, I would agree. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe it's a toss up for me in normal
right.
drafts, but the Jaden Daniels draft didn't feel like he had to take him early kind of thing.
Does the Green Bean? I'm assuming has Dak.
He has
Okay, he just loves George Pickens. Then
he has Pickens.
okay.
Yeah, a little bit high on Pickens, but
I mean, Pickens is potentially an awesome pick. Well, there goes the Cortland Sutton stack. If we don't get Tet, I think we just smash Demont.
I'm open to it.
That is by week 8. Go look at our bye weeks at our running backs.
They
Quick.
seem fine. We got one with 5, 8 for
I mean,
Kyron and 12
okay.
for Harvey, but
Yeah,
T-Mac's there, so I think we
yeah,
got to hit him, right?
Yeah, we hit that, and then probably go to just running back and tight end.
Sure, of
And yeah,
course.
that is something else I hadn't mentioned. Every time you pick, click quarterback and look to see what's going on with it.
It's getting thinner. I mean, I feel
Yes.
really strong with R3.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a 3 QB build, and then we tack on a value super late, but it seems like they're coming due pretty quick.
So I got 35% Milrow in the first 21 drafts at
Okay.
pick 15 or later. And
Yeah, around 15. That makes sense.
He's moving like he's up like round 11ish now. So
Right, I see him there.
yeah.
Does Laporta do anything for you in this format, or are you just kind of punt tight end until later? Should we get?
I'm personally going to take a running back here. I'm going to take Pollard for sure.
I think Pollard makes sense for us here, and we just get
we're wanting
another depth piece with a
we
different bye
want to
week.
flex running back every week that's possible.
And the other point is the running backs can hit not only the flex but the super flex. So you could start 4 running backs in a week.
Yeah, I've made that point, and I mean it is absolutely a fact. Like, hopefully that never happens. Like,
Right.
if that happens, something else went wrong, or those guys went absolutely nuclear.
Imagine in week 5, Bryce Young just has a bad game, puts up 3 points.
Right.
He's done it before, and then Penix is on a bye. We've got Bo Nix hitting, and then we need all 4 of these guys. I mean, Bijan's also out, but we need 3 of these guys to hit and then fill out the flex and the super flex, or whatever.
Bryce Young gets nicked up for a game, sits out 1 game, and it happens to be a bye week game, right? Like,
sure,
there's stuff like that will happen. So like, that's one reason I prefer as well. Like, the team I built today on stream, I didn't go as heavy at wide receiver or at running back. Who is in the garage? I don't know.
What up, Hartman? What up, Bindles? Bindles in here earlier. We got Jamie. We're already answering his questions. Green Beans in the draft. What up? Disbanded. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great weekend. Jason, we said what up. And we got Jamie. Meg stopping by. Appreciate you checking in. Hope you're having a great weekend, Meg. Who else?
Jamie's saying exactly what I'm thinking. Like, he's a guy I target every time I take Bryce. I think.
What's up, JP?
Yeah, I think Jatavian Sanders has potential to have a gigantic year for his ADP value.
Hoohames, great question from Jason. Yeah. The world famous Huron River Rat. Do you own a lumberjack hat with the ear flaps and probably whatever you call that pattern?
I don't, but my grandpa actually wore one all the time. He a bunch of my family's farmers, and he was a beekeeper and all that, and he did all that kind of stuff. So like, I wish I would have learned that, because that's pretty lucrative now.
The beekeeping, I hear
Yeah,
about that. Yeah,
yeah,
I pass a good amount of farms. I go in between Houston and Austin pretty regularly, and there's a lot of farms and ranches, mostly ranches. But I've been out, and you're part of the country a couple times actually. In the last year, I've been out there like 5 or 6 times. I'd fly into St. Louis and then I drive through Southern Illinois, and it's a lot of farmland. I've noticed
yeah. It's corn
a
everywhere,
lot of corn.
everywhere. Yeah, so Scattabogos. Uh,
Interesting.
so like
We're up quick,
Pollard. All right, hit running back again.
of course.
Um, I think we go ahead and take a wide receiver, hit wide receiver.
I'm open to it. Do you like
Godwin.
Olave here?
I don't mind that. I don't mind Godwin for the bring back. I guess that's week 15, right? Or 16.
I'm
Yeah, let's just go Olave.
I'm probably Olave. It seems
Yeah.
like a decent value. There's no injury
Oh,
risk. We get a sure starter. The Saints love Olave, and
well,
it
and
gives us another option for a late QB potential,
yeah,
right? If we did something with Rattler.
yeah. I'm pretty in on Rattler in this format because he generally goes like around 18, 19. And even with 3 starting quarterbacks, like it gets pretty thin after round 18.
Sure.
Like
You get creative, I
like
guess.
and just if you just happen to hit on any quarterback, like even if you have 3 absolute studs, like tacking on a random guy at the end, assuming that you've built solidly, right? Or that no value, like screaming value or super stacking partner there is there. The reason I said to pass at running back is because I liked about 4 guys that was available.
Yep.
So I feel like we just on the way back we get either Tracy, Jalen Warren, Najee, or Charbonnet. Any of them is fine. We do have week 17 correlation with Charbonnet.
Sharps, I'm open to it. I like
Yeah,
Sharps just as much or
yeah,
more than any of these other guys available. I like
yeah,
him more than
yeah,
Tracy. I like him more than Warren. So I'm in. Let's do Charbonnet.
yeah. I do take my I'm good with that. But I've started taking my shares of Tyrone Tracy since he's
Okay.
now 10 picks past Scatabo.
Yeah.
Right? Like I needed him to flip before I took him. I did the same thing last year, like in one of the very few things I was right on. Chase Brown over Zach Moss, and then
Oh
whenever
yeah.
Chase
Love it.
Brown flipped, then I started actually filtering in some Zach Moss. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Like I'm still gonna take Scatabo.
Have you drafted
Yeah.
Zach Moss in 2025?
Funny you should say that. On my one stream earlier today, that was my 20th round pick.
Was it? I didn't catch that, but that's very
Yeah.
interesting.
And,
Yeah, I mean,
the reason I done it though was because I had 4 or 5 rookies. I had 4 rookies at running back, and a couple of them were guys who may be late starters. Like one was Bashal Tootin, and
mhm.
another one I can't remember who the other one was, but I wanted somebody who like if Taj Brooks is the guy that you need, he's not going to be the guy you need week 1, most likely, right? Like I'm assuming that the first couple weeks, yeah, it's probably Chase Brown's backfield for the most part. But would it surprise you if Zach Moss gets 7, 8 carries? You know, may
No, I just worry about
like
neck injuries are hard to come back from.
right, right,
And Zach Moss is a veteran. He's been on a few teams. He's had decent roles. He's
yeah,
had, easily 10 to 12 touches right in his bag. He can kind of cover that. And then he's a bigger back. He's a little bit bigger than Chase Brown. So if he's fully healthy, maybe he keeps that role. I'm pretty high on Taj Brooks, but
I
of
am too.
course
But
he's got to convert from a rookie to an NFL,
right,
player. So there's a bit
yeah.
of a learning curve.
The only reason I took him, it's a 20 round draft.
Yep.
I had a bunch of rookies. If he's going to do anything, I believe it's only going to be at the beginning of the season. Maybe I'm wrong. But like I had like him, Ramondre, and one other older guy on that team, like so to try to supplement for the rookies to come on late. Tried a little bit of layering there. Like it was just one of those things. Is whatever. Didn't matter either way. So let's look at tight end here. I think that I mean, yeah, okay.
So Rogers was falling. I thought he might become a
Yeah,
value. Do you go Andrews here just because it's a good pick?
yeah. And Andrews is a great number 1 tight end.
I'm into
And
it.
a lot of those receivers there are
It's the
all
same
pretty
tier for me
fine.
in
Yeah.
receivers.
I mean,
Um,
Pearsall is well above the rest, but
we've got 5 running backs. We're feeling pretty good. I
yeah,
think we've hit a cliff at the QB position for a while.
right. And tight end, I don't think we take another one now. I think
No,
our next pick is just going to be a receiver.
probably just the best available right would be a receiver,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, so the best available, I don't really look at that a whole lot because I don't think the ADP on the wide receivers is correct yet.
we got
So
Bo
go
Nix,
ahead.
Michael Penix Jr., and Bryce Young. We're feeling good
Yeah.
so far.
Go ahead and click running back just to take a peek.
Yeah, of course. It'd be like Blue. I know you don't like him that
Um,
much.
I would go Jaden Higgins. Are you good with Jaden Higgins or Keon
Yep.
Coleman? Or I figured the Texans fan would like some Jaden Higgins.
I like Jaden Higgins. He's looking
I
good.
do too.
He's gotten some nice
Like,
buzz from the organized team activities. You know, he's tall, he's an outside receiver. He looks like a Nico Collins clone almost.
yeah.
So he could just be real nice for them off the bat. And what I'm hearing so far is good things about Noel. At the same time, Christian Kirk is going to start. Like
Yes.
Noel's going to have to win out the role, or is going to have to be an injury. Otherwise, he's going to rotate in and play like 20-30% of snaps.
Yeah. Like, so for me, I personally would have absolutely mega smashed Ricky Pearsall there, but I know you're completely out on him.
Yeah, I'm
So,
pretty big fader of Pearsall. I'm definitely taking Jaden Higgins over Pearsall at this
yeah.
rate, but I'm open to getting different just when I have
Right.
someone on like yourself where I want to respect not only your opinion, but get different in how I draft. But I think what it comes down to for me is just Jaden Higgins is going to be day one starter outside. With Pearsall, he's already battling injuries. He's going to have to beat out Ayuk once Ayuk gets healthy, I guess, and battle for snaps. We think that Juwan Jennings is their wide receiver one for now, at least. And then there's way more competition from CMC and Kittle for targets compared to Dalton Schultz, who they're actively trying to replace with, but not only Brevin Jordan, but also Cade Stover, and they all suck. And then Mixon, but he's not like a target hog. He just is. They're kind of like a run first offense. He
Right.
goes through Mixon, but
Yeah. So go back to our running backs. We got what,
of course
4
we've got
or
5.
5?
Let's do a
5.
quick team recap. Hoohames, tell me what we got going.
We got Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Bryce Young, all 3 stacked. We got Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams, Harvey stacked with Bo Nix, Tony Pollard, Zach Charbonnet with the bring back on Carolina. We got Tedero McMillan, Bryce Young's number 1 target, Chris Olave. I guess we don't have all 3 stacked. I lied.
Well,
Jaden Higgins.
we've got Harvey. I think we're just missing a piece
We're
for.
missing. No, Bijan. I missed the
Oh yeah,
Bijan.
we've got them all. We're
Yeah,
good. We missed out
yeah.
on Mooney, is what I was thinking. Mooney would have been nice.
And then Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did Mooney go?
yeah, he went right before our pick on Higgins.
So this right here, what round are we in?
Or no, he went before.
So this right here is the last chance for, in my opinion, to get a quarterback with mega upside.
I mean, I think we would prefer the rushing upside of a Milrow to Flacco or Cousins, but Flacco's going to be the starter day one, and Kirk could go somewhere. What do you think?
Yeah, like, so the reason, the argument for Milrow is that we have 3 guys who should get us through the season, and if he smashes at the end of the season, he's smashing at the end of the season. I'm fine not doing it and taking Garendo if you want as well.
We're pretty strong. Let's see if Grando comes back around. I think we get
Okay.
Milrow and get something that other people can't replicate.
Yeah. Yeah, like and it may be too much draft capital taking him there, but like that is some, if he's starting at the end of the season, like that is for 3 running quarterbacks. Like Penix helps get you there to the Milrow kind of thing, right? Like if that happens, but not that Penix is going to be bad. Yeah, I would definitely unqueue those guys, and not. I probably wouldn't handcuff Algier.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Yeah, and I think those are the guys we're interested in. Any of those guys, I do think we want a running back here, and then after this pick, coming back around, running back will probably be basically dead, and then we'll just take a couple receivers, and a couple tight ends, and that'll be the end of our team.
I like it. It's looking good so far in my mind. Funny. Okay, so
Yeah.
Garindo's still there. You think we just click him, or is there any
I
better reason to take Dowdle because of the association? Maybe he's still there at the next pick. Who knows?
I mean, maybe. I think we take the
Better
Garindo.
value.
I mean, I kind of agree with the whole let's leave with the Niner every draft
I love it.
thing. Like as often as you can. Like the Niners defense is going to be awful. Like I was I was on a kick in pre-draft about the whole take a Bengal every draft because of how
Yes.
bad that defense was going to be. Um, and the Niners aren't going to be much better probably on defense. So
Okay.
uh,
I like Garindo. I think he's
and
good.
and yeah, like I don't know if you watched the video of CMC running or whatever.
No, I heard about it though.
And like some people were like he's old, he's slow. Other people like he's fine. Like he's coming off of a season he wasn't healthy. He's probably just being cautious, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's training. He's not like why would he be cutting as hard as he possibly could right now until he gets full
I
confidence.
heard Shanahan saying that they're gonna save McCaffrey from himself. They're gonna limit him. So I think he's full systems go. Of course, they completely blindsided us last year with lies and deceit, but
I had 18% CMC in Eliminator last year.
hate to see it.
Eliminator. It was all it didn't turn out very well, let me tell you. It felt really good until like I drafted almost every one of those teams before that news even came out. So what was
I'm
the Mims saying?
Well, it was just Mims is
Oh,
gone
okay.
at pick
Yeah.
47. So I think it's
I,
too early for me to go Mims, but
I
there's a good shout on another pick you said in the chat that
yeah,
we
yeah,
take a lot of.
and it may just be I mean, I'm okay just pulling him up. Not maybe not here, but on the turn back around.
We'll see.
He
It makes sense with our build, so we can
I
get
know
into it.
I know Steve loves that guy as well. So
I'm pretty out
that's
on
a
Kyle
play.
Pitts, but good.
Oh,
We got saved. We didn't have to do
uh,
it.
yeah. I mean,
Is double stacking a bad idea?
I don't think so.
Okay, because Legette's going to be a starter as
Well,
well.
we're probably like we're gonna end up with what 3 tight ends. We have 6 running backs, 4
4,
quarterbacks.
6, 7,
So
3.
yeah, so we're gonna end up with 7 wide receivers, and you only have to start 2 every week. Like we could, I don't think we take Dowdle, but we could. And
I'm open to it
I,
because I don't
I'll,
care about any of these receivers.
I'll let you make the pick here. It's fine with me. We can go either running back or if we go running back, we're absolutely done for sure. And I'm
Yep,
fine with that. Like I think you want to be stronger through, and I'm also Thielen overly get.
me too.
So
Yep.
so now, yeah, I would not take a tight end until the next coming back around.
I mean, it
Uh,
is getting pretty thin, but I think you and I both kind of know how to play late
I
tight end, and we
mean,
took Andrew, so we feel comfortable with it.
and we took Melrose to open up the
Oh,
one
Thielen
like
goes. That's kind of
Arroyo.
lame. Maybe we do take a tight end here or no? No,
Hit wide receiver.
they kind of suck.
Um,
Oh, damn it. I was going
and
to take
Pat
Pat
Bryant.
Bryant.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is where we pull Pat Bryant up. I think we have to take Leggett, and if Leggett goes, I think we just have to eat it and take Josh Palmer.
Yeah, I'm starting
Like
to think that.
because we only have 3 wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
Now hey, that's fine. He took the other guy. Yeah, let's take Leggett. Let's do the double stack. There's actually a lot of guys that I'm okay trying to take just huge upside guys in this tournament
Yes.
at wide receiver. Like I know a lot of people make fun of me, but like I'm into Cavante Turpentine still. Like
I
as
will make
a
fun of you for that, but I respect your opinion. But yes,
yeah,
respectfully, that's crazy.
like it's a 20 round draft. He's going to have a week that he
They
scores
like him.
60. He's going to score a 60-yard touchdown at some point this year. Like book it. Like that's how I feel.
The Cowboys,
Like
they do their coaches like Turpin.
yeah, they do. And um like MVS is a huge spike week guy. like somebody who never gets drafted that it feels gross and I wouldn't want to do on a Olave team, but I've taken some Brandon Cooks on teams where I took a whole bunch of spike week guys like Alec Pierce and stuff like all the way down, right? Um, and Tillman may have been the pick where we took Garindo. If we knew Dowdle was coming back, I mean, I think we absolutely smashed Kirk or Tillman or Thielen there. Hey, what's up, everybody?
What up? What up?
Nick coming in.
We are deep into round 17 of this Superflex puppy.
So, yeah, we definitely need a tight end and a running back on the way back, or a wide receiver. Yeah.
Is it awkward to triple stack Young, or because
I don't think so.
JT's got? You think it is or no?
No, I mean we still have like we could skinny stack or just team stack Juwan too, and team stack Dalton Schultz. Like any of that's fine.
Dalton Schultz is giving me. I got too much of him. I need to get off him a little bit.
Other one is okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andrews is by week 7. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
No, nothing. Just Dalton Schultz is a bad pick.
Yeah, I prefer the upside of Jatavian Sanders or the reliability of Juwan.
Yep. Juwan Johnson's going to be the starter all year. They're trying to replace Dalton Schultz, is what I'm hearing. And Jatavian Sanders, I'm hearing good things about him as well. And Tommy Tremble just had like a back surgery, which he never, I don't know if it was back, but he had some kind of surgery. I think it was a back surgery.
It was a back surgery, and but he's supposed to be healthy at the beginning of the season.
But also, he was never good. Tommy Tremble's never been good anyways, so it's not much competition.
I mean, Tommy Tremble was okay last year, weirdly. Like he got paid. I can't believe it, but he did.
Apparently, my brother has a friend and she's engaged or married to him, but it's a very loose connection. But
Tommy Tremble?
Yeah, he's a real person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go JT here?
I think I do. I don't worry about overstacking. Like not here. Now how many picks we have left? We have 3.
Yes, we're in 18, 19, 20, and then
I think we have to go 3 wide receivers. We are very thin at wide receiver, so
I'm cool with stopping at 2 tight ends. I don't think it makes a big difference.
I mean, tight ends points are the most replaceable in this. Like your super flex is going to outscore what your wide receiver 3 would have scored normally. So, and tight end scored the least points, so you're trying to replace less points overall, right?
Yes.
I would not also take Coker. Tutu Atwell. I like Tutu if you do.
I'm open to it. Is it a little bit earlier? I think it's the right time.
I mean, ADP don't matter at this point.
Now or never. Let's just pull it. Let's pull the cord.
Let's pull it. And whoever has Stafford probably wanted him. And also,
there was good notes on Tutu getting more involved, and it gives us a bring back for not only Seattle but Atlanta. I don't know if that's what you're going to say.
We also have a team stack with Kyron.
Yes, I love it.
Yep. So
this is fun. We have a ton of Panthers. This is a Panthers heavy team.
Now, the Milrow pick may have ended up not being great, but like that was the risky pick. Like we gave up some value. Like if that was a wide receiver that went around there, this team would probably feel overall sturdier.
Yeah, but let's just take because it would have been like Egbuka best case, and maybe that's a little better.
But yeah, well, what I was getting at is like if he's starting in week 15, like
it's worth it.
You are, and we got there somehow. Like we are firing like on all cylinders, and that's actually a pick I'm interested in. The one Jamie just listed. There's one other guy I want right now. He doesn't get drafted all the time, and it would be a very good team pick for our team specifically. I know Steve likes this player, and Meg said "ew" whenever we draft or whenever Steve suggested this player to her. Yep. Oh, there we go. You remember. It was pretty funny. Steve's like, "Oh, we could go with this player." She just goes, "Ew." It's fantastic. I loved it. Yeah, and I mean those two picks you have right there on the screen on the bottom, like
Yep.
those Adonai Mitchell and Roman Wilson, like I think are the people. Dontavian Wicks also, like
Roman Wilson goes.
yeah, I think our first option is Ray Ray.
You think we take Ray Ray first?
Yeah,
Let's do it. I'm open
because
to it. I mean,
that's the only one we don't. I guess we don't have a pass catcher for Bo Nix either, but
we
Bo also runs more than Penix. Like they have said
yeah,
that Penix rushing upside
it's
is
true.
yeah, like untapped rushing upside, right? And I'm fine with any of this. Like Adonai Mitchell, like where's our bye weeks? We have one more 11.
We're pretty much fine with our bye weeks at this point. We don't have to worry about
Yeah.
anything, I would say.
Click wide receiver real quick and let's scroll down and look for funsies. No, I think Adonai's perfectly fine here. Yeah, I think Adonai is fine. Like I love Savion, but this isn't the team for him.
I know. I
I
was just
think
trying to click in all
yeah,
the guys that I consider draftable,
I
especially in round 20.
like I really like Savion, but I think he's a guy you tack on to a team that you feel really good about, that your wide receivers are pretty good, but you may need an elite upside. Like, because he could just randomly go for 3 rushing touchdowns for some reason, like we never know.
I would
Yeah,
totally agree. Like if you had 6 receivers through like 7 or 8 rounds and like a normal like 18 round BBM, and then you tack on a Savion, it's
yeah.
pretty fun.
Yeah, we might have waited a little too long on wide receiver here, but I think it's fine. I mean,
I like it.
Tet Olave is we only need to start 2. So Tet Olave and Higgins, like between those 3, we should be able to cobble at least 11, 12 points a week, right? And then we
Mitchell and
have
McLeod are going to play some snaps. They're kind of the wide receiver 3s on their teams.
well, Ray Ray is going. I've heard there's a rumor he may be starting in the slot.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I just heard that on the way to work today, listening to stuff. I haven't
Gotcha.
looked into it yet. But I mean, even if he plays like 30%, like he's going to be in the 3 wide receiver sets. He's their third wide receiver, right? We're expecting that team. Like when you take Penix, you're making that team correlation bet, right? So if they're a really good offense, Ray Ray McLeod's probably going to have 500 yards minimum. Like didn't he have? He
I think
had
he
like
had 600, but
yeah,
one
he had
touchdown.
600 something. He had more than one touchdown. He did better than people realized last year. Like go ahead and type it in. I can't remember exactly what it was. Okay, it was one. Okay,
But he
yeah.
almost
So
had 700 yards. So like you're right. He
right,
did put up some numbers. He had 79 rushing yards. So total yards, he's over 750. It's kind of
right,
weird that he had one touchdown, but he's only got 3 career touchdowns, which is also kind of weird.
yeah, and like I mean, if he gives us 2 weeks of startable volume, like that is a fantastic pick at that point.
I think it works perfectly fine.
Yeah,
We're betting on Penix Jr. to accelerate and lift all of the players in the offense and make it a fantasy wonderland. So we've got Bijan with that. Of course, then we get some Ray Ray for some late correlation. It's a huge bet on the Panthers. And then anytime you can take the 4th wide receiver on the lowest
yeah,
passing volume offense in the entire league, you just have to do it.
yeah. I mean, what if they're the next to last, lowest? But like what if all that extra volume goes there? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any buyers for Kyle Pitts is the thing.
Well, especially with the injury thing. Like, man, that coach speak index quote was awful. Like, he's got to learn. Or I can't. I'm gonna bring it up. It was pretty bad. Did you read it?
The one on Penix,
No, the one on
or sorry, Pitts.
Pitts. Um,
I have the Discord
you're
open.
you're looking you're looking for that next level of understanding of the offense and just intent on what we are trying to do and playing fast.
Bad.
That's pretty bad. Like it's like this guy doesn't get it, like um
Yeah.
but all right, did we fully go over the team? We mostly did before
We
Ray
mostly
Ray.
did. We can do a quick once over. What up, Dark Side Dev? Hope you're having a great Sunday night. We had a good weekend. Thanks for stopping in. That's an interesting fact, though, the Hodge thing. So, didn't Hodge have that one giant game where he had like a big play to win the game?
Yeah, he did.
That was pretty good for him. And then terrible for underdog, team correlation, but can't do it with McLeod. Much rather roll the dice on Mitchell, says Krioff. I think I don't take a lot of McLeod, but I'm open to doing it in this context. And we're just taking these kind of dart throw guys anyways, where you only have to start 2 receivers. What would it take for McLeod to hit the lineup? He's going to have to outscore, these 4 guys we have in front of him. And that's only going to happen like once a season, twice a season. So I'm fine with it.
I mean, honestly, like the Ray Ray pick was oddly to say, like it's a like week 14, Olave's hurt. We're missing the Panthers offense. Olave's hurt. Like he's gonna get some yards. Like it's not
Yep.
gonna be many points, but he's guaranteed to put up something.
I don't mind it.
Right. Like I not that that's where we want to be. I do feel like we could have, like, this is a good team. It's very good structured. The Dowdle pick or either the Dowdle pick or the Milrow pick, if that was a wide receiver, and then one of those last picks was a tight end, this
I would
team
agree.
would feel a little better. Like
We're a little bit over.
Yeah,
We got too much depth at running back for how strong we are up front.
Right. I think the Dowdle pick could have been something else. And like even if that pick was a wide receiver and then the last pick was like a Brashard Smith or something like that, I think, I mean, the team's great. And I mean, the Dowdle pick was fine. It's correlated. If Chuba gets hurt, like we're definitely going to love that pick, like.
And if the Panthers are just good, this is a Panther-centric team. We've also got some nice Atlanta pieces, some nice Broncos pieces, the Milrow for the upside. I'm in. I think this is fun.
Yeah, the one thing about the Dowdle pick is that forced us to – we have to start running back in the flex with that pick is kind of how I make it. Like, but that's fine. That's where you want to be anyway.
Yeah, we got there.
Yeah.
Steve's team, I'll do a quick once over. He goes pretty strong at QB, no doubt. 3 sure starters in the rookie with Shuck. Brees Hall, Kamara feels good. He got Henderson too, then tacked on some other pieces. Tracy, some people like him, could be a fine value. The wide receivers look pretty thin, but I guess that's how you want to play it. It seems very sensible. Get the Bateman, Hopkins stack. Cooks in there, big Cooks fan. And then Burden, of course, great pick. Maybe even in this format where he goes super cheap. Juwan Jennings as your wide receiver 1 stacked up, gets the Mooney pick. I'm a fan of that. And then, 2 tight ends, but looks kind of similar to ours, maybe a little bit even more draft capital with the McBride. But like you said, Hoohames, when McBride goes pick 50, you can't turn that down.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that team for sure. Steve knows what he's doing, though. We all know that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's see what Green Bean got into. 4-5-7-4 team with Hurts, Herbert, Rudolph getting thin, and then Howard. So he's making a bet against Aaron Rodgers. I think it's a risk it, but there could be some reward there. And who knows? But he at least got the 2, and then you got the elite QB option. The running backs, surprisingly not too deep, but it's got some nice draft capital there. I don't know. I'm curious because I haven't seen a lot of these super flex drafts. So I think I can't tell if you might want to have one more. I'm trying to figure out where the extra pick went. I guess it went to tight end, and we're going to see something at tight end that we're not expecting.
3 really good wide receivers. Yeah. He's got 4 really solid. Like, I'm not into Debo, but like draft capital wise, those are solid picks. So he's hoping to flex a wide receiver,
no doubt, and he's got some nice receiver stacks too.
Yeah, and then
the tight ends. I don't know. Maybe Theo Johnson does something for this team. I don't know any better, but I would think maybe just throwing a Theo Johnson into one more running back, considering you only have those 5, or was it? Yeah, 5. And then I don't know. There's there's not that many names here that are that interesting, but
there's like Eugene Wilson, there's Keaton Mitchell, Zach Moss, if you like him.
I don't know if you caught this. I'm big on Emmanuel Wilson. I've drafted him 3 times in the last 24 hours.
I've definitely added him to my draftable list.
He's draftable.
Yeah, and Marshawn Lloyd, Bags, I had like 12%. We're out on him for a while.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm still rooting for him, but
right.
And it could just be like he has played his entire life. Like it may be overblown, the whole imbalance thing, but we'll see.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
I actually seen that he took the 2. So like in this contest at tight end, like losing the 8 points overall
doesn't really matter.
It's gonna matter. It's not that it doesn't matter. It's gonna matter less than in the other ones, because if every week you're gonna flex a quarterback, and that quarterback you're expecting to get 21 points, right? 21 points. And if a running back is to hit, it's supposed to be like 6 point or 15 points. That's like a 6-point difference. And 15 points is a pretty solid week. So, like,
yeah,
if you miss one week of that, or even 2 weeks of that from missing a single week from your tight end, like it's salvageable. I'm not saying to target it, but like,
right.
It's not an overreaction thing. But 4 tight ends is fine, and we don't know how long it's going to take for Colston Loveland to get up to speed. He could just suck the first 7-8 weeks, and you
don't put that evil out there. We're a big Colston Loveland stream.
Yeah. I mean, if he's the guy you need late, it doesn't matter. Like, you still need to be drafting him, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
So,
I was going to ask you, the way we built it, who was our first wide receiver that we took?
It was Tet to pair up in round.
Wait, sorry. 6. Who was the first wide receiver that we took?
Tatario McMillan.
All right, we're waiting on 8 to fill this second draft.
So, were you pretty happy with that draft? I think it turned out pretty well.
That fits the bill of what I want to build structurally. So, to me, I mean, maybe it was a little bit too many Panthers is the only thing. And then maybe we could have made a better choice with the Dowdle pick. But this is all hindsight. I think structurally that team competes.
Right, yeah. And if you're going to be super light somewhere, tight end is the place to do it. Right.
And how light can you be with Mark freaking Andrews?
Right. He scored a touchdown in like 9 straight weeks or something stupid.
Yep.
It was something crazy to end the season.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that was my first Superflex draft, but I've got the Master Hoohames here to guide me. He's my Jedi Master.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the master. Steve had 3 Superflex finals team and only 80 drafts or whatever last year.
No doubt. Steve's the man.
Like,
also,
he's the man.
Shout out to the Fanspeak Network. I'm a subscriber to their Best Ball subscription. It's a Substack subscription. I highly recommend it. And Steve put out a nice article about how to attack Superflex that I've actually read through. A lot of the ideas and strategies Hoohames is recommending are reflected in Steve's strategies. Steve and Hoohames put together a Superflex draft stream, I think 3 or 4 days ago.
Yes, it was Thursday, yeah. And
good stuff.
That second team we drafted was a monster. Like, we had,
and the ADPs hadn't settled yet. I was so jealous.
Dude, Bo Nix fell to the middle of the 3rd. We got Jalen Hurts at 5. And then we were debating between Bo Nix and Kyler Murray, and took Kyler Murray. And then Bo Nix fell all the way back around. And then Chase Brown fell around for the bring back. And then Trey McBride came back around for the stack. Oh. So, what? I mean, it drafted itself. at the
I
start.
love it. I love it when a team drafts itself and it's just like, who
Yeah,
take on the next pick? Well, we could take the best stacking option at an ADP value. Why not that one?
yeah, right, yeah, yeah, and it happened twice in a row. You like get a massive fall on a quarterback. All right, I think we
So
take Joe
is
Burrow.
it Burrow here for sure, or what do you think?
I haven't been able to get a share of Joe Burrow, so yes,
Okay, let's
it's
do it.
not. Yeah, um, I mean Joe Burrow last year was like, I mean we want pieces of the Bengals, right? Like you just want pieces of the Bengals, and how likely is it that Joe Burrow throws under 32 touchdowns this year? I mean, without health, like if he's healthy,
Hmm.
right? Hurts, Kyler, Nix, Brown, McBride. Yeah. I mean, I can read off the team. Like it was nuts.
It was pretty intimidating,
And,
and
and then the one I drafted yesterday
uh-huh.
was pretty nuts too.
Um, this tournament, very large tournament, almost 250,000 people. It's a 212 advance, and then it goes to a 110, a 110, and the final is 300 plus people. It's still a relatively big final. It's not a small final.
Okay, yeah. So then RJ Harvey came back around to give us a stack with Bo Nix, and then back around the next corner, Devontae Smith came around, and we got Devontae Smith stacked up with Jalen Hurts.
Jeez.
Yeah, and like there's all that correlation, and then our running backs: Brown, Harvey, Pollard, Aaron Jones, Tootin, Justice Hill, Estime.
So
Wide
you still
receivers,
can get some mid values at running back and feel pretty good about it.
yeah. We got Dallas Goddard also. Wide receivers were Devontae Smith, Steph Diggs, Keon Coleman, Bateman, Jack Best, Pierce, Diami Brown, Scantling. Like it was an insane team. Like Steve knows what he's doing. That's what I learned.
No
I mean,
doubt.
I knew that Steve knew what he was doing. Also, you were talking about that Substack subscription. It's what, 34.95 a month or something? It's
A
like
year.
yeah, a year.
And it's
That
incredible value for the price of less
absolutely.
than one puppy per month. You can be getting some of the sharpest, best ball focused content out there. You get rankings, articles, constantly. There's going to be subscriber only, also content you get into. And I mean, I'm enjoying it. I love quick, punchy reads with actionable advice, helping me take down these tournaments. So I highly recommend it. Let's see. Do you turn down the big dog, or do you have to take him? Do we go Caleb, Purdy?
I I think it's either Caleb or Neighbors.
I'm feeling Caleb, although I'm not a huge fan of Caleb. I think you just got to make bets on, you
Caleb
know,
on
QBs.
the yeah. On the way back around, one of those elite wide receivers is usually going to be there still if you want to go an elite wide receiver over a quarterback as well. So,
I gotcha.
um,
Is is Bowers reasonable in the third, or is that too
I
early?
I mean, I haven't taken Bowers yet, but
It seems
it's
like a
something
mistake.
you. I think it needs to be late third. Like, but the thing about late third is you probably needed to have went two quarterbacks already. Um, so it's like, so there's a small chance that Nico makes it or Stroud makes it back around, but
Yeah,
I don't think it's very likely.
it seems
Um,
tough to go Nico and then not have Stroud. So I'd hate to be left out in the cold.
I don't think you. I think it's kind of the other way around. Like it's
Or no, yeah,
close.
no, yeah. Stroud without Nico sucks.
Yeah, and I mean in Superflex it doesn't really matter. You're just chasing for the points.
That's true.
And nobody, very few people are going to have Nico Stroud stacked.
You think so?
So yeah, because at this point, Nico goes
Nico.
on this side of the board and Stroud goes on the other side of the board almost every
Okay.
time. Um,
But is it likely that Trevor Lawrence comes back around and we
no,
get the BTJ with Lawrence?
no, it's not very likely at all.
So should we go with HN or JT?
I think we can go HN. Yeah.
I think HN makes
It's either
sense.
HN or like Drake May or like I think HN is the pick though.
Okay.
Because running back is more valuable in this, and like it just flat out is. And there's going to be a starting quarterback come back around. and we got Joe Burrow and Caleb Williams. So
Nice. Yeah, of course, Steve.
hey,
Happy to
anything.
do it. Great product. Great for the best ball community. With Achan, I guess his touch floor is just so high, and then I kept seeing more and more good vibes around Achan being the guy, and I'm not really buying into the rising ADP of Jalen Wright.
I mean, I do think so. I buy into it a little bit. I do understand that Achan is the guy, but the question is like, was he so explosive the first year? Kind of like
Mhm.
because he was used less, and when he
Right,
got on there, he was fresher.
right.
Like, I kind of wondered that with Jameer Gibbs, but then he had those last 2 weeks, and it was like, nope, no, he's just explosive.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just him.
right, like, but Jameer Gibbs also was behind one of the top 5 offensive lines in the league. Achan was not behind
Yeah,
the top,
and it hurt.
yeah, a
And
top
then
8.
Tua also hurt. The offense just stalled.
Right, and the only thing that would work were the quick outlets, and then he because they were running coverages that was all in, it was harder for him to break anything because there was no space for him to create. If they can get an offense to be functional this year, he just needs a little bit of space and then he can smash. So there's a lot of quarterbacks here. I think I'm fine taking one of these, either taking McBride or Chase Brown. Like Chase Brown is the pick for me if he's
He
yeah.
goes.
Um,
Are you interested in T at all or not really?
I mean, we
Push
could
it.
do that. I kind of like Trey McBride more. I mean, it is the bring back on Burrow. We
Okay.
could throw something like Kyron Williams, or not Kyron Williams, Jermaine Burton, an ugly Jermaine Burton pick, or a Yoshi Voss pick at the end.
You'd rather be dead than draft Burton or Yoshivas even.
Yeah, I I mean it's a 20-round draft.
Yeah, no, I mean in 20
Like,
rounds and pick 20, I
right,
was kind of joking. I could entertain
right.
Yoshivas, but I'm generally just out on him. It's it's such a highly concentrated offense, and even in Burrow's best season ever, Yoshivas didn't really pay off. I get he had the touchdowns, but I don't
Didn't.
think he wins anyone anything.
Let's look real quick.
Maybe I'm too cynical about it, but I'm like we did just draft Ray McLeod, so maybe I'm too cynical, but
Yeah, I mean, so Yoshi Voss had 479, 36 receptions, 479 yards, but 6 touchdowns. So, yes, the 6 touchdowns, but at the same time, with that, he didn't have any spike weeks.
I was going to say
It
how
was
many of
all
those
four. It was
touchdowns
all
came with
forward.
more than like 20 yards?
Yeah, right.
But I don't actually
Um,
know. I'm just being hypercritical. But I'd be
uh,
interested. I'd be interested to know if he actually put together more than 60 yards and a touchdown.
I think I'm not sure, but I what you
Tua
think, but
here,
I'm kind of into Geno more than Tua.
even with
What
the
do you think?
Achan.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
And then is
you're right.
there
Let's go
anything?
Tua.
I don't think we need a
Nah, we're
receiver
good.
here, right?
We're good. We're good. Like, so the goal for our team is we have to win tight end, right? Whenever you take one of these guys, we're just playing that we're gonna beat tight end by an average of 5-6 points a week. So this is
Later,
definitely
Jamie.
gonna this definitely has to be a 2 tight end build for sure.
So we got a
Um,
yeah, I would agree. We got a quick dynasty question from Among Us. Appreciate the shout and the question. Let's do our best. We got a pretty sharp chat in here. I think we can crowdsource a good answer for you. Is Rashi Rice worth a 26 mid first plus a second? If
first
this is PPR, if this is a 12 team dynasty league, and you're asking me,
number one, are you contending? If you're contending, it's a better trade, and if you're not contending, it's a worse trade because he will get suspended probably next year or another year. So that's the way I would look at it. If you're contending, it's definitely a better trade for you.
I I personally would do it. I don't like to
I think I would too.
sacrifice my future, but like Hoohames said, if you're competing, then yes. And also, a mid first round pick could be the next, Malik Neighbors, or it could be the next Roma Dunze. So you never know what you're going to get. A second round pick still has some value. So I don't know. I think it's tough, but I think Rice has proven that he's going to return value. He's in a PPR league. He's a top 10 receiver when healthy, kind of thing.
And like in best ball, it's like taking a guy who's hurt is worse because you can't fix your roster. But like when he's suspended. So like to just start somebody else, right?
And then 10 team, you're going to want concentrated startable players. So maybe it's better than because a second round player is not going to be worth as much.
Absolutely
potentially. Right. And then is it tied in premium? Steve wants to know.
All right, click running back. Do
we take Tyreek or do we go running back? So I like all four of these in the exact same tier.
Oh, man. You know
I'd
what?
be tempted to go Tyreek, but maybe it's too much. Maybe we just take our medicine. Although it's a good ADP value, but does that mean
let's live a little? Let's take Tyreek.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you got the ADP. It's the double stack. I don't really want to be taking this may be wrong. I personally don't want to be taking Achane with Waddle, or Waddle with Jonnu. Like I feel like if Waddle's a smash, one of those other two is not.
Okay.
I just think that's the way that the offense would run. I could just be wrong. Last year, Waddle didn't do much, but Jonnu smashed because a lot of those short routes that Jonnu was kind of running, got eaten up by both of them, right?
Yes.
So, and I don't think their offensive line got that much better. So,
I also see what you're saying about live a little. Because we went elite tight end early, we're kind of one running back behind, and then we took a receiver in the 6th round. We're 2 running backs behind, so we got to play catch up at running back a little bit.
I think it's fine. Like, there's still guys. If we just take force ourselves for the next 3 picks to take a running back.
I mean, you don't have to ask me twice about. And I don't know, in this format, maybe for the team we've built, Montgomery might be even safer than Henderson, but I don't know. I still like Henderson. I'm all about James Conner. We get to bring back for our Burrow.
Absolutely. Like the double bring back with.
I love me some James Conner. Number 1 in juke rate last year. Number 1 in evaded tackles among running backs. The guy is a stud. They're obsessed with him. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, he's going to miss 4 games. But we don't care.
He's going to miss 4 games. You just think he always gets hurt?
He generally misses 3 to 4 games.
I think he missed 1 last year, if I remember correctly. 1 or 0.
I know he missed week 17, right?
Yeah, I know you're right, though. He's only ever played 16 games, and it was last year.
Yeah. I didn't have it up on. Yeah, so he generally misses a few games. But he's criminally underrated, as a player.
Yep.
No, not tied in premium contending. Just feel anytime you're contending, packaging futures away to get an elite at a tier up at a position. I'm not saying you have to do it, but and it also me, I play in multiple leagues, so I'm okay forfeiting If it sucks and I just have to rebuild, I have other leagues I'm doing good in. If it's a solo league, whenever I only played one league, I played way too safe. But you have to go for upside to win. And I have 30% Rashee Rice in best ball, so I'm definitely a fan. And I'm a Chiefs fan, so I might not be the guy to ask. I may overvalue.
No, I think that's smart. I'm the kind of person in Dynasty where I don't even trust myself to make the right picks with the rookie drafts. I took Terrace Marshall at the 205 a couple years ago. that never turned into anything. So getting rid of a second round pick, especially if it's a mid one, like go for it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to win, your second round pick is going to be a late second. It's not going to be worth much.
Right. Like, yeah, that's another good point. Like, if you take Rice, your team's better, your pick's worth more.
Because not only do you have to hit on the picks you make, but you have like, yeah, all that said, you might not even make a good pick.
I mean, Swift, Caleb Williams, like we have both quarterbacks stacked up with like we're gonna do the weird stacking technique, I guess.
I'm all about team stacking. I've never been out on taking running backs with the QBs. Maybe it's somewhat negatively correlated, but also if the team is just exceeding expectation, they're scoring more touchdowns, they're generating more points on offense. The tide raises all the boats, right? So
yeah, and if one of these other two come all the way back, what's Green Bean been doing? He was at the one hole?
Yep. He took Josh Allen and Herbert, which feels pretty cool, and then McConkey.
He pulled them all the way up. That's a unique pairing with Josh Allen. Very few people will probably have that at any point. I like that.
Bryce
came all the way back.
Go with Bryce.
That's a fantastic team.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Now, if I was him, I wouldn't take a wide receiver for a little while because Ladd and Travis Hunter should be enough to get you quite a. Yep, there he goes, taking running back. Like that's exactly what I would do. So something we could do, we could take Pacheco or I know you're not really in on him.
I'm open to it though.
We could take Rome. I'm not that into it because our three running backs are really good. Like the three we have.
I would push Rome. I don't think there's any way. Even with the stack, I don't think he can pay off for us.
I don't either. I think the running back's the right call. I'm just saying Rome is a defensible pick here. And
good thing someone else pulled the trigger. I would take Jawan Jennings over Rome and Chris Olave. Even with the stack, I would take these guys over him.
Look at our running back bye weeks real quick. We got
we're good. We can take anyone.
Pacheco.
Nice.
Of those three, I prefer him.
He's done it before. I'm obviously very high on Scatterboo too, but I'm open to Pacheco.
I like Pacheco slightly more than Scatterboo, and this is from somebody who took 0% Pacheco I think I took 2 shares total of him in the 259 drafts pre-draft.
Really? Well, you're coming off the Super Bowl where Pacheco was useless in the Super Bowl.
Well, I was fairly certain we were going to take a running back before round 5.
Yep.
And that absolutely did not happen, which to me says, and the running back we took is somebody that is not in any way going to affect Isaiah Pacheco's role.
That is probably true.
So to me, that is very bullish on their goal, on their idea for what they want for the offense. Like it's Pacheco or Hunt, and like Pacheco was coming off that broken leg, and we've seen how bad. Like he tried to play on it the same year, and Tony Pollard tried to play on it like 8 months later and wasn't the same guy. And then last year he looked good again, right? Like, and maybe Pacheco isn't full strength week 1, 2, 3, but like if he gets full strength throughout the season, like I think it's like I don't know what the actual time frame is on that injury, right? Because it happened mid-season. It happened late season for Pollard, right? And then the next season he was playing on it, but he wasn't healthy when he started. So like if it would have happened early and he had the entire offseason to like fully like it was already healed by the time the offseason started, would it have been a better strength? Like I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it's just a thought, you know. So I'm actually kind of in on Pacheco because of what they did in the draft.
Makes sense.
I try to use logic with my picks, but NFL teams don't always use logic in their decisions. So
and the Chiefs are still a run-heavy team, right? And so the workload's going to go somewhere. Pacheco's done it before. I'm not crazy that I'm not in the camp that they're going to go back to Kareem Hunt so heavily again. I think that was a factor of,
All right.
it was part of like you said, the Pacheco injury. Is Diggs worth it, or we go running back again?
I think we could go Diggs.
I think so. He's good.
I think we go Diggs. Yeah.
Diggs is good. One of these running backs could come back around. It's a similar tier in my mind.
If we didn't have Tyreek, I would have said Jonnu.
Oh yeah.
But I
And
don't
if we didn't
really
have
want
McBride,
3. No, I mean, if you just take Jonnu and just say we win tight end every week.
yeah.
But I think there's a
Well,
tight
don't we want to
end,
leave the light on for
Gesicki.
you know,
Like I think we're gonna overdraft Gesicki on this team. Like we're just gonna
probably.
have to. We're just gonna have to. Like
Also, there's another tight end that could be a nice stacking partner for us.
yeah. There's a different player I like instead. I think here we definitely just take one of these running backs.
And then, I mean, it's not that much value for Jonnu. It's not like it's worth getting because it's a crazy value. It's not that attractive.
No, I agree. But like if we didn't have a stack at all, like or if it was just the Achan stack, adding Jonnu would feel good to me, like just as a stack. But
I know where we're going. We need to save some.
yeah.
We could probably take one more wide receiver at some point, but it's probably not now. We probably get Etienne or Ramondre. And then how do you feel? I think Ramondre is going to have a bigger role. What do you think?
Well, we just took Diggs.
That's true.
Yeah, let's go to Ramondre. I can't find myself taking Etienne. This is a team it would have been fine on, but I personally I don't hate the pick. I guess I'm too scared to make it.
I was more out on Ramondre Stevenson pre NFL draft. I was taking too much Antonio Gibson. Then they draft Trayvon Henderson, and I ditched Ramondre completely. Wasn't drafting him. Now the dust is settling, and I think Ramondre is somewhat of a decent value in this range.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we're done at running back for a while.
Oh yeah. Oh, we've gotten.
And I think we take we're definitely taking one flyer like upside rookie. Like there's a guy that I think we both like that we'll just take in round 19. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. I will just put it in the private chat, but
I can read your mind, but go ahead and do it.
I'm pretty positive you know, but
that'd be a fun pick because it makes so much sense.
Yeah,
and then also these two guys, and maybe we've seen them kind of fall. One of them or two of them falling because of like
the second one is actually exactly who I'm hoping is available with our next pick.
Oh, Among Us, if you're still in here, Bindles, and you haven't hit trade accepted yet. Bindles, who I also co-host the Ballsy show with on Monday nights. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a show at 8:30 p.m. Central right here on the channel. Bindles is a guy that I take his opinion in Dynasty I take it with a lot of weight. I approve of his opinions in Dynasty. He's living in the Dynasty sheets, updating player value. So if he says no, one more in the no column. I would probably do it, but I'm not winning Dynasty leagues at the moment.
Yeah, if that guy's available, he is not, is he?
Is he gone?
Just smash Bateman.
Bateman?
Yeah.
Bateman over Cup?
Yep.
And over Loveland?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, I'm
over Ayuk, over Coleman. All right.
Yeah, why not? Like, so we have.
Where did Burden go?
We have Diggs, right? Like
Burden went 133 ahead of ADP unstat. That's a bummer.
We're not positive that Diggs will play week 1, right?
Sure.
We're also not positive that Brandon Ayuk will play week 1.
Right. I see what we're going with on that one. Definitely.
So that's why. That's the only reason Bateman over, and Bateman has a role, like definite role.
I agree.
And
we've seen the touchdown upside was there last season. Also, we want a piece of a good offense. The Ravens.
And like, I'm okay with Loveland if we get an ADP value at it. because we've already have
Gone.
the elite. We already spent the capital on the elite.
That's a
So
good point. Plus,
like
we got to leave the light on for a late
yeah,
tight end. That
yeah,
makes a
but
lot of sense with the way we took our
right.
original players. So you think we're good for a while at running back?
Yeah, I think Kyle Williams or Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman has the same bye week. So both of those have the same bye week as somebody. So either one's fine though. I think Kyle Williams kind of makes more sense. It gives us, like, let's say Diggs is hurt. Well, we still have their number one target. Let's
Yeah,
say,
and maybe this is their 1-2 guys. Maybe we're
yeah,
just, even though we don't
let's
have May, we're getting some advantage of May having a good season.
let's say Diggs isn't hurt. Well, now Kyle Williams has time to become the guy. So I think it works both ways, having both of them on this team being thinner at wide receiver.
So among us, you'd be
Oh
buying
man,
Rice, right?
yeah,
You'd be buying Rice. I think Bindles is still saying not to do it, not to buy Rice.
yeah. I
Bindles is very against giving away future first. He'll almost never do it unless you give him a good deal. I think.
mean, I do the same thing in Dynasty.
Guys, we just fucked Jason. What did he need?
Did he have Drake
He had
May?
Drake May, of course, and he's the pick after us. I'm
Oh, we
sorry.
took both of them too, and both of them right before he picked.
No, he passed him on Diggs,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's your own fault.
So yeah,
But
honestly, yeah, that's on you, man.
Jason, I would have taken Keon Coleman. Hoohames
Uh,
made me do it. Blame Hoohames.
yeah, he was about to take him. He really was,
I was
and I'm
gonna
like,
take. I was gonna take him. We might still have the choice to take Keon Coleman. Apparently, he's gonna fall.
honestly, the reason I had you flip it, and it's kind of a sort of a moot point, is Keon Coleman and Bateman have the same bye week. But I know Diggs and Kyle Williams does, but it's also like I mean I get that, but like they work well together in my mind because it's a team bet, right?
I love in Jason's profile pic. It's the Huron River Rat, and he's about to snap the ball. Hut. He's about to take the
Yeah,
snap, and he's in shotgun.
that's a. Do you know what the River Rat is?
Yeah, it's his football team, isn't it? High school football.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't. It was unnecessary cruelty, but it wasn't intentional unnecessary cruelty.
It was not
It was
intentional. We didn't even know you had May, but we probably should be more
yeah.
aware of the board. But also, do you expect anything less from Hoohames? He's the nicest guy on stream. In the chat, he's a savage.
Yep.
And you got to go for Henry. Okay.
I
Kirk has a role.
I think we just pulled that one guy up right now. The tight
Who was it
end.
again?
Just go get Gesicki.
I'm not gonna be able to get him with the fingering of the selection. Well, maybe he'll be
Hey,
there. My bad.
yeah, yeah. Did you type in Cincinnati?
No, I don't know what I typed. I think I typed in Jis.
Oh, jizz.
But I hate when it's the timer's going off and it's 20 seconds on the clock and it's like
Yeah,
pick,
yeah.
pick, and it makes it even.
I mean, honestly,
exciting.
we auto drafted a pick that was better than what was in our queue. I didn't know Christian Kirk was there, and
Oh
he
no,
fits.
I threw him. I threw
Oh,
him in
did you?
there in the
Okay,
queue.
yeah. Like I thought you clicked Mims, but no,
Oh no,
Christian
I would
Kirk
not have
fits this.
taken Mims
Yeah, Christian Kirk fits this really well.
because I was gonna say Kirk has the early season
Yeah.
upside and he has the definite role, and then that can cover for Diggs for a while, maybe cover for Williams for a while. Who knows?
So, yeah, we take the one player if he's there. If not, I think we just take our second tight end and call it good. I'm fine with
I already forgot. You're like, take the guy. I was like, wait, who's the guy again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, obviously, and then that's like, yeah, we're getting thin
Yeah.
here with the Bengals, but then for the Bears, we're also getting pretty thin.
Yeah. Go ahead and take a sickie.
Let's do that.
And
then,
actually, if Gesicki would have went, I'm actually not completely out on Cole Kmet. Now,
I'm not either.
if you take Cole Kmet, I think
Maybe with
like
pick 19 and 20, 2 tight ends.
yeah, like Terrence Ferguson, Komet, uh, or Tyler Higbee and Arroyo, stuff like that. Like
Yep.
I don't mind or even Cole Komet and then Taysom Hill or something, like hope for a big bring
Ooh,
back or something. Like that's something I haven't done yet, but I've definitely thought about it.
okay.
Um no, I don't want very many shares of Taysom Hill. Like but
I drafted him last
like
year. I remember distinctly in one of my first best ball manias, I for some reason got stupid and I left. I maybe it was like a Mark Andrews team. I don't know what it was, but didn't. Besides the point, my last pick, and I had to take a tight end because I only had one, and I ended up taking Taysom Hill because I was like, "There's nothing better there,"
yeah.
and it ended up being fine, but also not a good
B-
pick.
and BBM.
It was in a BBM last year.
Because on Underdog was the only website that had him listed at quarterback.
I'm
If it
pretty
was,
sure.
unless it was pre-draft. If it was pre-draft,
No, maybe I don't. Maybe it was a big board. I don't think so. Maybe what I did was maybe I got locked out at quarterback then because I remember taking him and I was like, well, maybe this will work. So maybe it was quarterback then.
yeah, he was listed as a quarterback last year on Underdog because I
Yeah, that's
I
right.
had like 35% of him on drafters last year, Taysom
Because he was
Hill,
a tight end.
because he was a
Uh,
tight end.
I've been drafting Taysom Hill every year. This is the first year I haven't drafted him, obviously with the injury. You know, come to think of it, it might have been like a Josh Allen team or something, but it was a team where like I got locked out. I mean, I was misremembering. Maybe I thought it was tight end, but it was actually quarterback, and it was on stream. So like, I remember the chat was kind of like, "What the hell?"
Hey, let's peek over our running backs real quick.
We can take.
I think we definitely take a running back here, because they definitely tier out, and we have solid ones, but we only have 5.
So I rank them probably in this order, or maybe like this order,
I mean,
and then I love this guy too.
I was gonna say that guy I put second out of this group.
But you're pretty in on
Yeah,
Hunter, right?
I've been in on Hunter. Yeah,
Love him.
I had, before any of these reports were coming out, I had 15% of him in the first, before like they started talking about him. Like it just makes
Being
sense.
the
Like,
1-2 punch with Kyron.
well, no, it's not even that. Like Kyron and Blake Corum, like if you watch the film and you know what the players do, like Jarquez Hunter is just a different type of back, which means
100%.
that Sean McVay, like it
They're going to
makes
use him.
me, well, it makes me less bullish on Kyron Williams because they
Yeah,
obviously want to move the offense in a different direction with more
sure.
explosives. That's another reason. Like Cooper Cup was showing that he wasn't explosive anymore, and Devontae Adams showed that he still was explosive last year. So, like all of that stuff, I think that they want to have an explosive offense, and their entire offseason to me screams that that's what they want to do.
Sounds good to me. I don't know right or wrong, but I personally view Kyron as the thunder, the goal line, the short yardage, and the volume back. And then I view Jarquez as the speed, the lightning, the
Yeah,
relieving Kyron so that he's not going to get 350 touches plus again, and then he's not
I,
going to break down and get injured.
I
And
don't
then I think
know.
Corum is the pure 1-for-1 replacement in case Kyron gets hurt.
So, number one, like Jarquez is a better in the gap runner than people think. Hit quarterback. Do we want to do that? Do we want to just wait till the last round to take a random guy?
Probably. We don't really
Alec,
need we don't need anything.
Alec Pierce looks good. I like
Pierce
Alec Pierce here. Yeah.
over, yeah, because we already have Kirk, so we don't want Noel
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yep.
We don't need Samson either. The running backs to me feel
No.
pretty good.
Yeah. I'm gonna type something in the chat.
Yeah, that too. I just realized that as I was
Yeah.
saying the Arby's felt pretty good, and then I didn't queue him up yet, but we'll keep
Yeah.
him on the probably the next pick.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the goal. And then if Rattler's still there, we could snipe him or take him. So go back to our quarterbacks real quick.
And I will
Or not our
consider
quarterbacks.
Yoshivas in this situation.
Yeah. Go to wide receivers. I want to double check and see who we got.
Oh, on our team.
Yeah. And then type in New England. I can't remember who is Brissett still their backup?
I don't think so. Dobbs, right? So Dobbs.
Dobbs. That's ugly.
The
That's
pastronaut. He did have some good games 2 years ago.
yeah. He also had actually he did it with two different teams, so because wasn't he was on the Niners and then the Vikings that year?
It was the Vikings where he had some success, but any quarterback can thrive with the Vikings, as we've seen.
Yeah. We could just take a backup to one of the quarterbacks we have. Like, I'm not into Ewers. If you want to do Ewers, you could do that.
No, I don't think it's necessary. I think he's got maybe potential to do something in the future, carve out a role as a backup QB in the NFL, and then maybe one day. But I'm not going to bet on Tua getting hurt just because it's a narrative.
Actually, this guy as well is a possible. Like, I think if we take another quarterback, it's just in the
Ooh.
very last round.
Yes. Okay. So even with Rattlers there at this next pick, it's not worth it.
I'm fine with it. Like,
We don't have any way to pair it up nicely, but I think.
well, we
It's
only
still,
have 3 picks left, right? And we definitely want that one guy. I think we just take that one guy now.
I think so too.
Like, that's the only player we actually want, right? So we just take him. And then that forces us, or that allows us not to take Yoshi
Boom.
Boss, who you don't want.
We
It
don't
gives
have to
us.
take Yoshivas. I think in this situation,
Number one,
I don't mind it.
our wide receivers are fine.
Yo, they look great to me
Our
in
tight
this
ends are
format.
fine.
The tight
And
end is strong enough. The wide receiver is strong enough. The running backs look great, and the quarterbacks could be the guys you need.
Like, we either take an extra flyer at tight end, or we take an extra running back here, I think. Well, because Tyreek is like, we're just basically hoping one of those two New England guys is the guy, and Bateman and Kirk are there to get us through, and then we have Alec Pierce for spike weeks. Cole Kmet may be the guy. Maybe.
Yeah, we don't have any stacking partners for Caleb. Not that we have to do it, but okay, so we have 2
No,
picks left. Who do you think we go with this first one?
I'm up for any of those. Like, if you want to live a little and just throw some Taysom Hill in there. Like,
Should we take Yoshivas?
That's a fine pick too. Like, that would be perfectly fine. As long as you're
I don't know how much it's worth to have a 7th receiver who maybe hits the lineup one time, although it's stacked, but it makes me feel better, but
it's guaranteed. Like, it's not a 0.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not a 0. If Jamar Chase gets hurt, Yoshivas and Gesicki are going to have much bigger roles. I know T will be the guy, but if Jamar Chase gets hurt, Yoshivas, they probably actually mix in Burton for that. But
if Burton can see the field, the guy's got to prove it.
Yeah. Oh, I need to go back to the comments. I was over. With your last pick. Oh, with that pick. No, like,
we weren't going to let him slide.
We've been talking about Taj Brooks in the. I'm sure, like, Steve knew a long time ago that we were taking Taj Brooks because we basically telegraphed it.
We're both a big fan of him in general, and then to have a Burrow team where you don't have a T or a Chase, it's like you have to get creative, and you still want to stack up the Bengals offense, and that's what got me to Yoshivas. Also, it was the 19th round, but like in general, if I'm trying to win Best Ball Mania, you're not going to do it with Burrow and Yoshivas and Gesicki. Right. You're going to do it with Burrow and T or Jamar Chase, but that's easier to obtain. In this format, you really can't obtain the Burrow with either of those two guys all that often, unless you're reaching for T, right?
Right. I really love the running back room. Like, we have so much depth with Achan, Connor, Swift, Pacheco, and then we have another starter in Ramondre, and then we took two gigantic swings at the end. So like
On two of the best
Achan,
offenses.
yeah, on two of the best offenses, like that, like even if two of those top ones, like if Swift and Pacheco are bust, like we should be able to get through with Achan, Connor, and Stevenson long enough to let if one of those two is the guy you need, like we should be able to survive, you
Let me
know?
ask you this. How do you win a Superflex tournament in week 17? Is it having a leverage that you have a Marcus Mariota that no one else has with our combo? Or is it having a tight end that can help us get there?
Uh, I think Marcus Mariota, I think having the leverage on that, like, is bigger.
I agree.
The winner last year, Steve would know. I can't remember. I think he only had what, a two tight end set? Yeah. Yeah, I try to not take Taj Brooks and Jarquez Hunter. Like, so I used to just take one of those two in every draft in the 20th round because I was
Yep.
like, they're both going to go up in value. So let's just take a bunch of them. And one of them has started to go up in value.
Yeah, in Best Ball Mania, I have Hunter ranked at pick 169 overall.
Yeah, I mean, I I don't know how high I have him rated. Like, so leg up has ruined it for us. Is what happened.
I need
Like,
to check those ranks. I
like
haven't checked them in a while, but
I think you're higher than they are, but
well, here's the thing. And this is Best Ball Mania, but Braylon Allen goes pick what 164.
yeah.
I have Braylon Allen like pick 180 or something. In what universe is Braylon Allen on the Jets a better pick than Jarquez Hunter on the Rams? Like, I don't see it.
I mean, if Brees is hurt, no.
If Brees is hurt, it's going to be a big committee, and it's not going to be Braylon Allen gets
Yeah,
explosive and gets you all these. He had a
I
2 touchdown game, and that's kind of all he's known for. And maybe people are overdrafting him. I think Isaiah Davis is actually could be better. And then Brees, to me, if it's just a contingent play, then he's not even on like the Jets are nowhere near the team that the Rams are. So the contingent play of the Rams running backs a lot more attractive in my opinion. So I don't know. It's I easily like can get off of players and fade them pretty hard. Like I have a very easy time doing that. But I love hearing the like other side of it because sometimes I'm wrong and I want to come back in and not be overly out on guys. But
yeah.
I think Hunter's just exciting. I've liked him since the pre-draft.
Oh, I have too. And I don't know if it's the very first big board I done, but one of the first 5 drafts I done on the first 2 days that the big board was open, I took I took Tootin in 3 of them, and I took Hunter in another one. Like,
Nice.
so like I've been in on these players for a
Yes.
while. And Hunter got like a fantastic situation in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, my
They
first
traded
5.
up for him. The coaches like him. They were targeting it, getting him on the team. The
Yeah.
Rams.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking for it right now. It wasn't the first 3. I had Tootin on 3 of them, on 3 of my first 4 drafts, but I know I took some Hunter early. But yeah, are you still wanting to do a third?
let's get right into it. I'll just do a quick overview of this team. We're going to join another 20-second puppy super flex momentarily. We're going to get right into it. But let's just do a very quick once over of this team because we put so much thought into it. And again, guys, make sure you're subscribed to Hoohames' channel. You all know him. You all love him. Everyone in the chat here. But in case you're watching this in the future, if you're new to my channel as well, check out Hoohames' channel. In the description, he streams all throughout the week, usually during the workday hours. So it's a nice time slot that he has. Very sharp drafter. I loved having him on the channel, talking ball with him. I love being in his chat too. Usually I'm listening, lurking during the earlier, daytime, PM, afternoon slots. But make sure you're subscribed to him. And he's been going hard in the Superflex contests. And these are my first 2 Superflex that I've done on Underdog in years because I didn't do any Superflex on Underdog last year. Just wasn't feeling it. Was managing my bankroll in different ways, and so this year I'm open to doing it just because, it's fun to mix it up. And there's a bit of a super flex fever right now. I've maxed the Hound, I've maxed the Pug, I've maxed the Schnauzer. Why not do some super flex, right? Have fun with it. But quick review on this one: 4.77 build. Contingent value with Marcus Mariota is our differentiator in our last pick. Otherwise, you can see the QBs we got, and we didn't really stack Caleb Williams. I think he's got enough rushing upside, and in super flex format, I don't think it's 100% necessary to get the stack. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right. I think that's fine.
Tua, we do have stacked to the gills because
Yeah.
you're going to need that to work if you're going to have Tua be valuable, I think. So we've got Achane, we've got Tyreek Hill. I think that's how you want to play it. The running backs seems very strong up front, and then some nice home run hitters in the back end. The wide receivers could just be good enough to get us there. We've got some guys who have roles: Yoshivas, Kirk, Pierce, Bateman, and then we've got potential wide receiver ones on their teams in Hill, Diggs, and a rookie in Kyle Williams. So with Ramondre, Diggs, and Williams, we're betting on the Patriots being good. We don't have the Drake May piece, but we've got pieces around them. And then the tight ends, elite with Gesicki for the stack. So this one to me feels pretty good.
Yeah, we got the bring back on the Joe Burrow game. The only thing we missed was picking up a Tampa Bay piece, but like you want Tua. I feel like if I get Tua, I want him double stacked, not just single stacked, and that's something we did. So
I don't know why it's not showing up, but we did get the bring back for the Arizona game here.
Yeah, because we got Connor
and McBride, right? And then I didn't fully realize it, but we'd have a nice little Week 16 matchup with the Bengals in Miami, so that doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't show up, but
maybe I need to refresh, or maybe it was just something I did.
No, it's because it only shows the bring back for the ones you have the quarterback on. Like if you went down to Connor McBride, it showed it as.
Oh, that's right. No, that makes total sense. There it is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Very nice. Hoohames, what are you cooking up this week on your stream schedule?
Yeah, so actually tomorrow afternoon, I haven't got the message back yet, but I'm going on Nick Box channel at some point. He's waiting on his work to get a hold of him, but whenever he's available in the afternoon, I'm going to go on over there. That will be sometime before 5 p.m. Eastern, he said. And then at 5 p.m. Central on my channel, Best Ball Guy will be coming on.
That's right. Exciting. That's going to be good. So you have Fun Draft. You're going to be on Nick Box channel. I was on his channel a few weeks ago, and then I had him on, I think that was Friday. It was Friday night. We drafted some eliminators, had a good time. And then, so that's cool. You're going to be on his channel. He's always in the chat. He's always giving shouts out. Appreciate all the support from Nick, and glad to see his channel and him getting, into these drafts and being in the streets with us. And then, BBG on is going to be a super fun time. Is that your first official No, because you had Steve on. So you started to get some nice guests rolling out. This is good stuff.
I had Hartman on.
That's true.
Hartman was the first, because I was trying to, I was using the other system, and I'm switching to StreamYard because I couldn't do custom layouts through the Talk Studio. So I definitely want custom layouts. So I'm going to start having guests on quite a bit. I actually have tons of people who are wanting to come on already. So
nice.
By the way, I seen you hit 250 subs. Did you have a goal or?
I was pretty psyched about that. My goal is to get to 500 before the start of the NFL season, and I think my pacing, it could work. But I need your help out there. If you're not subbed, if you're still watching this on Twitter or you're watching on YouTube, but you haven't jumped in the chat and said what up yet, come on over. And we're going to be drafting best ball teams all summer. So get in on the fun. Get your dynasty questions answered, whether it's through the chat or Bindles popping in if you say his name 3 times. We've also got the Ballsy show on Monday nights. Tomorrow night, we're going to have Greg from Coach Speak Index on to rip a draft or two with us and
we
talk about some fun stuff.
We absolutely got bailed out. I love when they take Jamar Chase.
So we just go Burrow, obviously, right?
Yeah, just take Burrow.
Just take Burrow. Maybe we'll get lucky and get T this time. Maybe we'll get Chase Brown this time.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Brown's generally there coming back in the fourth. So,
Yeah.
uh,
And then I don't know. I think I'm trying to get to 500. I don't have like a hard set goal for it, but I'll kind of throw like a stream party and I'll try to just do a time slot where I can draft for like 4 or 5 hours and then have rotating groups of fun people on, like obviously like you'd be included, and you know, some of my favorite people to stream with, and just kind of do that. Or maybe who knows at that point. But you said something funny there. You said, yeah, you had Hartman on your stream and he was your first official guest. Dude, he is such a sharp drafter. I've loved having him on the channel too and being a guest. And he's always in the chats and stuff. So great guy, and definitely check out his channel as well. There's a video that I did like a few days ago on I think that was Wednesday night. Hartman and I went live after the Best Ball Jeopardy stream, where I won't spoil it, but Hartman and I faced off, and Hoohames won his matchup the week before on Best Ball Jeopardy. So go check out the Fanspeak Network too. Check out the Best Ball Jeopardy episodes. I think it's super fun. Me and Hartman, we got so intense. Maybe we were a little bit like too hyper focused on trying to win, but it came down to the very last question. Fun times. And yeah, check out Hartman's channel too. It's at Hartman Fantasy Football. And if you just go back to the episode where he's on it in my catalog a couple days ago, you'll see his picture. You'll see the Jeopardy logo. You'll see with Hartman, and then his links are all in there too if you need a quicker way to get to it. But definitely support the guy. He's always in here.
I think we take Bo.
Take Bo, right? That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever take Fields over Bo?
I've done it. I done it specifically. I would prefer Bo here.
Me too. I'm open to it though.
I basically done it with Baker because I don't know how often people are going to pull up Fields to the other side in front of the other guys, right? I just it was just I kind of want this combination. So, yeah.
Hey, you spoiled it. Steve spoiled the ending.
Yeah, no, that was in there a while ago.
No, I think didn't Hartman, he stopped by earlier tonight. Yeah. Didn't forget he exists. You know what I do forget though is Best Ball. These weeks go by so fast and so much happens. Yesterday we're talking about RTAs. The next day we're talking about fantasy best ball. The next day we're talking about, you know, anything, a Rolling Stone article. We're talking about this and that. We're talking about someone having drama, flag football. It moves so quickly, and it's such a little niche space and community. There's so much to keep track of, and there's so many like inside jokes and memes and stuff. But it's impossible for me to remember who's streaming with who and who's guests and what shows are coming up. Like, so I have to be reminded. But I did forget about the legendary Hartman Hoohames stream, which was pretty recently, wasn't it? It was earlier last week, like maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, that's when it was.
And that was before the Superflex had launched, I think.
We could do either one of those.
Do we get different and take, who do you like better, May or Herbert?
I think we just take Herbert or May. Okay. Either one's fine. Either one's perfectly
You make the call.
Herbert.
Yep. I'm in.
Just like number one, Herbert has more rushing upside than people remember. Like he's been banged up every year early.
He started the season banged up. He had a high ankle sprain to start the season last year.
And then he got one like week 3 or something the week before that, or the year before that. So you were talking about, I was asking about your goals. Like, I have one for, I did a random one for the first goal, and I made a new one for 100 or 253 subs.
What up, Chosen?
And which is where you're at now.
Yes. So what's your goal for your 250?
Do you remember, or are you?
I think you said it.
Yeah. So like, I didn't realize it was something that had been done before. And I will.
You're gonna do a beard. You're gonna shave the whole beard.
No, absolutely not. That will never happen. No, I'm going to do. So it's already been confirmed. PPR Tyler will come on, and
Hot Wings?
Huh? No,
Hot Wings?
I'm going to. He's going to direct me, and I'm going to be blindfolded.
Oh, the blindfolded draft. Yes, a
Yeah.
classic, a David Kitchen
Yeah,
classic
I
from.
forgot that he'd done that,
Yeah.
and I was just thinking of things I could do, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be fun." Um, I think we definitely take the top guy for sure.
Chase Brown.
Oh, yeah.
How do we not, right?
And then Steve gets bailed out with the CJ Stroud all the way back. Look at that. Champions will be champions.
Yeah, I guess so. I think.
That's a great I'd be absolutely shocked if he didn't take Stroud there.
Yep. Because
Uh,
I think Herbert is better than Stroud in a vacuum, but probably the difference
yeah.
is not worth the whole round, right?
Yeah, but like Chase Brown versus Brock Bowers, like, is the 2v2 that much different? Like,
Chase Brown
it's,
versus Derrick Henry, you mean?
well, I
Or,
mean, you had to go Bo Nix versus Dak Prescott. I'm just looking at like
yeah.
what we would have went, like if we didn't take Herbert, and then
Oh,
we would have taken like
okay. I
or the
see.
2v2 would be for us, right? So like if we didn't, we would have taken like H and then come back around and taken Stroud. So like is
I'm kind of bummed Lad wasn't there, but it would probably be a
that's
bad pick, right?
no, I love Lad.
Okay. No, I mean I love Lad too. I'm just trying to figure out like how it's too
I've
soon to go for those stacks.
I've got Lad, like I got two Lad shares, but I was at the 11 spot.
Oh,
And I took
actually, sorry, I missed, but I thought we were still in. I was thinking it was this round here, but we took Herbert there, so then it wouldn't have
and
made because I
Steve's
was
about
looking at the Nico pick.
yeah, Steve's about to get another share of fifth round Trey McBride, or Green Bean may be doing it. He did not. Like, if we get it, that'd be fantastic. Maybe
Montage
Steve
crazy
doesn't
for
want to do it.
you. How you doing, brother? What's up, dude? Hope you're having a good weekend. Are you ripping any drafts? Have you done any super flex?
Oh,
Have you maxed the pug, the hound, the schnauzers? What are you getting into, brother? And then BB
Steve is.
chosen. We're doing good. We're ripping. This is our third super flex draft tonight, and it's my third this summer. Kyron or Brees makes
I'm
sense.
Brees. I'm Brees personally.
Brees personally, I'm open to it. Mix it up, get different, not take the same guy every time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm much more into Brees than I am Kyron this year.
Yeah,
And I
I
kind of
was
explained
until
why.
like a week and a half ago, and then I just did more digging on Kyron, and I don't think I can be out yet. And I think even loving Hunter, I can still like him. But one thing that reminded me was, the touchdowns over the last 2 seasons is pretty insane, 31. And then he's number 1 among running backs in snap share and number 2 in opportunity share, which is just the carries and targets. So like, yes, he's not like the most efficient with them. And yes, he's more of like a goal line back, but it's undeniable how good he's been for fantasy, right?
It is, but they've also
Like you
added,
said, they're trying to transition away from him, maybe.
and if I remember right, they traded a future third to move up to the pick in the fourth
They did.
to get Jarquez. So
They
like,
did.
and I just think that the story of their offseason says they want to be a more explosive pass heavy offense.
That's a good point. No, I agree totally. But and then
right.
Brees, we just think he's so talented. Can the Jets just
Yes.
be good enough for him? And their offensive line's gotten better every year, right? First round draft pick. So then Gerardo says, do you look at QB bye weeks? Hoohames, I'm going to toss this question over to you.
Do I care that they're both week 12?
Yeah, I don't care.
Like we'll score fewer points that week. That's like, so there are enough people that like completely avoid that it makes it a little more unique on top of it. Like it's definitely one of those 3 running backs, right? Like it's a stack or a bring back. Like, so,
and then you don't really like Richardson, right? Because of the risk of the bench or not being.
we have so much value, like capital of quarterback. I don't think we do it.
Is the Harvey stack a better synergy than a mix and bring back, or is you just talent?
I like Mixon significantly as a player over Harvey.
He's so proven. He's a true proven veteran. He can handle a huge workload.
I'm not scared of Woody Marks.
No, me either.
Like Woody Marks will have a role, by
Woody
necessity.
Marks will have a role if he's lucky enough to hold one down and they don't bring in someone
Yeah.
off of, the practice squad who's also a speed back or a pass catching back and then actually just doesn't, is a better veteran
Hon-
NFL professional.
Honestly, one of the worst things that could happen for me would be Dobbins going to the Texans, and nobody's talking about that. But
I've never heard that one and I instantly love it, but it would suck for Mixon.
yeah,
Not
I mean,
so much, but like it would.
it would hurt Mixon some.
But he wouldn't be dead. Like he would still be draftable, like probably just like a round later.
But it would kill Marks.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Yeah, because then
like
Marks,
this,
it's like, when would he ever see the field?
yeah. Maybe like he would probably still have like be on there for like catching the ball because they don't really have a receiver, right?
It's still,
A receiving back. Like
yeah,
Mixon's fine.
it's just Mixon and then Damian Pierce and
Dobbins
Daria
is
Gumbawale. Daria
fine.
Gumbawale is
Yeah,
still
I
there.
guess.
So like
Yeah,
what I was saying is Marks has to beat out a Gumbawale, and like that's not a
yeah.
given.
No. Let's look at wide receiver. My boy, huh? My boy's there,
You
and
mean
your
JMO?
boy's there. I'm. I mean, I think you lean Worthy because of the bring back. I know you love, like, if you really want JMO, you can go JMO. It's fine.
I'm cool with going Worthy here. I would
Yeah,
probably take JMO on my own, but
like
for this team build, it can make sense.
I'm more like
And
I'm
it's a good value,
Worthy.
right? It's a decent ADP
Yeah,
value.
I'm Worthy over JMO by like 3 spots. Not that
Okay.
big, right? Like I think that it's fine to mix those two up.
I think
Obviously,
go ahead.
my heart goes with the Chief, but
Yeah,
like JMO for this game is fantastic.
we did it.
Yeah,
We did it just for you.
yeah,
Oh, I thought it would sit there. Maybe it will.
maybe. Have you seen the Kansas City black hats?
I don't know, but I can imagine. But it's just black
They're
and white.
they're pretty fire.
Is it
Like
just
I
black
don't.
and then white logo?
It's not. It's like a the logo is the interiors. The interior part is white, and then the outside is red, and I think it's yellow on the arrowhead.
It sounds pretty sick. I have like a queue of hats to get next because there's so many like good looking like college hats, NFL hats. So I try not to go overboard. That Chiefs hat I have was my brother's that he got when he went to a Chiefs game with a friend when they were on a baseball tournament trip, like when he was in high school, and then I stole it from his room at my parents' house when he went to college, and it's like a kid's medium, so it doesn't fit my head, but
So it was a gift from it was the thing they got for going to the game.
yeah, my brother
Yeah, nice.
got the hat at the game because he happened to be there where he could go to a home game in person for the Chiefs because we live in Houston,
Yeah.
so like
Do
anyways,
we?
long story short, I got it just for to have it in the background at some point.
I think we just take Pollard, right? Or
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, yep, yeah. Pollard looks good. I got a funny story about like the. So I went to a KC Raiders game. It was actually you
Last
probably
year or recently?
no the years ago. Like
Oh, okay.
I haven't went since the last Chiefs game I went was the I think it was the Browns Chiefs where we rose the banner after the first Super Bowl.
Oh, nice.
Um, but I was at the Derek Carr Amari Cooper wire game where on the Thursday night game they threw the ball and it hit the wire
Oh,
when
really?
when Cooper was wide open, and then the entire stadium had no idea what was going on. Like it was just quiet. Um, well, at that game, a Raiders fan was sitting right in front of me. He actually was a season ticket holder to the Black Hole. Uh,
Oh, really?
well, that's what he said. I don't know if it's a fact, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said that, right? Um, but he was
What up,
like
fantasy
he
dog?
had this like super nice scarf, and it was a Raider scarf, and he was like, "Man, last year, like the season ticket holders, they like give them a gift every year. They gave the people that lived in Oakland,
Right.
a hot city,
Yep.
a scarf.
Most of the time. Doesn't make that much
And they're
sense.
like, "What are we gonna?" Like everybody was upset. They're like, "When are we ever going to use this?" And he's like, "I'm happy I have this now because it was very cold that day."
And yeah, Casey, for the away games.
He's like, "I'm very happy they gave us this." Like, but it was just kind of funny. Everybody was a lot of them were upset because why would you use a scarf in Oakland most of the time? I've never been. I don't know what the weather's like there, but it made sense when we were there when he was talking about it. I mean,
Definitely.
Steve's going to take the guy who's the ADP value here. Um,
Because of
go
his
to tight end.
I was looking at that, it'd be
Oh,
Hawk.
we could go Hawk or we could go Addison. Addison's still there, right?
Um,
Oh,
you want to get Addison?
we could do Addison or Kelsey, either one. No, not Kelsey. Yeah, let's go Addison.
I think Addison's fine. I
Yeah.
think Addison's great
Like,
for
and
best ball.
something else that I haven't got to in the other two drafts that I think is true in this, because you only need the two wide receivers to start, and you're probably going to draft 6 or 7 anyway because it's 20 rounds. I think it's not as punishing to take the wide receivers that are either hurt or are going, maybe suspended. So like that doesn't mean like you should over have them, but it'll be
Yes.
easier to push them through, right? Because you don't have to supplement the 3 wide receiver spots. You only have to supplement the 2 wide receiver spots.
Right.
So we can build this as Addison's just there for the back half of the season.
Addison's good. Addison's a good player.
Yeah.
He scores a lot of touchdowns. He has spike weeks. He's going to be suspended 2 or 3 games, but he's going to be, I think at that pick, it's a fine value. And then
Right.
I was kind of bummed because I did notice that Cortland Sutton went like 2 picks before us.
Yeah,
We could have gotten Sutton over Worthy. I would have done it. And that just brings me back to the point I was thinking about earlier where in my ranks, I think I've got JMO at pick and for Best Ball Mania, because I don't set ranks for Superflex yet, at least.
Yeah.
But for Best Ball Mania, I've got JMO at pick, I want to say 40. I've got Xavier Worthy around pick 49 or 50 or 48. And then I've got Sutton at like 2 picks or 3 picks before his ADP. But I'm not like, I don't stick to my ranks like every draft.
Yeah.
I try to treat every draft like its own unique thing and then take the player that makes the most sense for that draft.
I have a hard time clicking Trey McBride right now because George Kittle's value is too good.
Yes, I've been definitely agreeing with that.
Because every single time I take, we take that. We just.
You think we go Najee here just because it makes a team stack and it's not a bad value?
Yeah, and he catches the ball more than people think.
He definitely did his rookie season.
Or Ingram. Just go Ingram, actually, if we can get it in there.
I can get it in. Boom. Yeah, Ingram's going to catch some passes. I'm not traditionally in on Ingram, but I think it's a spot to take him for the stack, for the Denver stack. But
that also gives us a team stack. So, and we got the bring back already. So we are building out that game. So I think that was the right. I'm glad you clicked on tight end, like for sure. And with the ADPs adjusting like crazy in this, like you basically need to like click through things and look through every time because the ADPs haven't settled. Like, could he have been back around? Maybe. But I think just getting the player feels better. And then I think we can just take.
And we're pretty strong at running back. Like we don't have to force it.
We are. And I would feel better about ETN on this team than the other one. Because I feel like we could eat an absolute 0 if we had to. But if he's a guy you need, he's gonna be I don't really see him just being a guy. Like I think he's either gonna beat out Tootin and that offense is gonna explode, and Bigsby falls back to not being good, and ETN's the guy you want, or he's gonna fade out, or he's gonna get traded and then be good somewhere else. Like him just kind of getting points every week, like Najee, I don't know, but
do we take Najee here, or do you want Trey Harris?
Let's go. Trey Harris looks good.
Over Najee?
Yeah, let's go Trey Harris. It gives us the stack.
Yeah.
Our running backs are fine. Like Chase Brown, Brees Hall, Joe Mixon is a good start, and Pollard as a like.
Trey
But
Harris
yeah,
is the last pass catcher for the Chargers that I like.
yeah, I like Conklin in a
Well, he's
20
kind of
round
free.
draft,
He's kind of
like,
free. I
but
wouldn't
he's
mind him.
free at the
Like, I
end,
mean,
right? Like
they
if
got
he,
that rookie, Aronde Gadsden, who seems like he's pretty decent. I remember during the last year, the first season they did college football best ball. Aronde Gadsden was like the first tight end off the board.
yeah, that
He was
feels
going ahead of Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland, I'm pretty sure, but I only did like 3 of those. I would also a super flex, I think, and I didn't really like it as a. I think it was, but it was a weird format.
Hmm,
Did you do any of those?
I did not.
It was weird. I tried to use Eric Froton's ranks that he had set for like I guess, but like my teams, I got like 9th, 12th, and like 11th with my 3 drafts, so I was not good at it.
Yeah, yeah, that's how my dingers are right now.
I wouldn't touch a dinger. I wouldn't know
I
it. I don't touch the hockey or the baseball, but
well, I literally just and I knew this was a bad idea, but like Spike Week uses very aggressive rankings on everything. Like they have just like I downloaded their rankings last year for NFL, and like I'm like,
right.
this is nuts. Uh, so I just had them there to look at to see what people. And I just downloaded their rankings and then like sort of kind of like I went by ADP, but just had their rankings up. Go to running back. I do want to get a third. Or yes, I love Tajay Spears, but
I'm
it
in.
is and it
We have
is.
Pollard. Does that
That's
matter?
I I don't think so. There, I don't think like because last year they were wanting to do a two-headed backfield thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't it just be okay now to do that? Like um and you kind of needed both players last year, right? Like like if you had both of them and you got a team through, like if Pollard could have got you to the playoffs and then Spears had the 20 some point game the week you needed it, right?
Right.
Didn't he have two really big games back to
He
back?
did. He had 2 games at the end of the season.
Yeah.
We can look
Both
at him
in
real quick.
16, 17, I believe.
I know one of them was 17. Was it either
It
15
might
or
have been
16?
17, 18 too.
It could have been. I mean, he had some good games though, and I liked him coming out of college. So week 16, I
Yeah.
guess maybe I
Okay.
was thinking that it was week
15,
15 and
16.
16. So that's what I was confused about. 2 really good
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. So like between the two of them, Pollard would have got you to the playoffs and then he would have got you to the championship.
Yeah.
Right.
Pollard's missed some games in his career. He's not,
And and that
always
was
there.
behind an awful offensive line. That team, like I've went over this a couple times. Like they absolutely attacked offensive line. They went out and got Kevin Zeitler, who was by PFF ranked number 3.
Oh, damn. There goes Loveland. I would have taken Loveland there.
Yeah, that was a steal. Um, hit quarterback real quick.
It was
Let's look.
Milrow.
Milrow, nah, not yet. Like I think we take one, but late. Trey Benson and maybe no, we already have Connor. Yeah, Egbuka. That makes sense.
I think looks like a decent ADP value even in this format.
And
We
then
doesn't hurt to get one more wide receiver, and I mean I'm pretty sure you're in on him too. He's really good.
yeah, and like with this, I think we take a tight end on the way back around, and then we can be done if we have to be.
Right.
Assuming that a tight end we like is still there, like because they, I think there's like a little tier here, and then like it goes to another tier, and like we definitely need an early year wide receiver on this team as well, like a Thielen or somebody like that. So because Egbuka will take a while, Trey Harris may not start for a little while. We Addison may be suspended, right? He's going to be suspended. Nice
Hashtag not a
field
good
trip.
person from the fantasy dog.
Yeah. Who's not a good person?
Addison.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what was his suspensions for like
No
a
more Dallas.
DUI? And I don't want to pass judgment on anyone because people, I've got one of my best friends had a really bad incident with a DUI where he was the person who caused it, and so people make mistakes, but also like I also think that's pretty terrible. But I don't want to pass judgment on everyone because there's probably people out there who might watch this who have someone they in their family who's had a tragic DUI or been a victim of one. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one.
I don't.
No.
I think we go Bretton Strange or what
Quentin
other tight
Johnston,
ends? We could do QJ. I actually like QJ.
QJ
Like
or Mims?
QJ over Mims to me.
Okay, because we got both QBs.
Um, so I'm probably in the minority here, but the way I see that offense working is Ladd is an absolute stud. They're going to run the ball some. That's going to create a gigantic play action game. Trey Harris, if he's successful, like I think he's going to be an X wide receiver, and that he will replace Mike Williams if he's successful, and that QJ is a third wide receiver and will stay a third wide receiver.
Okay.
That's how I see it playing out. Maybe I'm wrong.
I did not think that Trey Harris and QJ were one for one like replacements. I thought they
No.
were going to be more synergistic.
Yes, that's kind of how I see it. And like QJ comes in and three wide receiver, like third and sevens kind of stuff, and in the two wide receiver sets, once Trey Harris replaces Mike Williams, and like it could just be that Mike Williams comes out on third and seven, and both of those two go in until Trey Harris becomes a good enough blocker to like like I don't know how good of a blocker Trey Harris will be in the NFL, but if he's a good enough blocker,
I think they're talking pretty highly about his football IQ.
yeah,
So maybe that blocking is part of that, and then willingness to block. If Mims is
I
there, do we take him or
I think we have to. I think we just go ahead and lock up tight end.
yeah? Oh,
Uh,
don't take him.
actually, hold on. Go to running back.
Do you want Gesicki here?
Yeah, we could just do that. Yeah, let's just do that.
I mean, the falling value on Mims, if he's not a good player, it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
it's up to you. You take who you
I
want.
think our team makes more sense to go Gesicki
I do too.
because I'm very out on Mims. I don't think he's that good. He's more of a special teamer, punt returner, you know, limited snap player. He puts up more 0 point weeks than he does spike weeks.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's falling.
So by the way, like we have plenty of firepower at wide receiver.
Yes.
Like
What fantasy dog? I've got a new strategy. So, thanks to Superflex. No more Dallas. LAC buff. Total of 7.
just
Do you?
taking Buffalo and Chargers.
No more Dallas. Total of
Oh,
7.
he's been like overdrafting all the Dallas pieces.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
So like he's been going CD really high a lot, and then overdrafting Pickens, and then bringing up Dak, and then taking Turpin in
Which
the
is
last round.
exactly the strategy that's going to pay off and win someone Best Ball Mania is being obsessed with the Cowboys, and then it works.
Honestly, like that strategy is exactly what you want to do in weekly winners. Stuff like that.
Well,
Like
I'm not really drafting weekly winners, but
yeah.
but and then no.
I mean that's my
no,
opinion.
you're good. Don't worry.
That's my opinion on it. Like I'm not like I had a team get close to something, but like you have to be at the top of 180,000 people in a single week to cash, like to get enough money to matter.
We did fantasy dog. I think you were there for it. We did a bunch of Mims research like a month or two ago, and I fought the entire chat for an hour about it. His snaps was never really that good, and even the 2 weeks he had that were like good spike weeks, he was still playing like limited snaps. So maybe that's an argument for wow, he can really hit with limited snaps. but he had more like 0-point games and spike weeks.
Yeah, I still don't hate him.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
out. But okay, what do you think we do? Is Flacco worth something?
it's the other Denver wide receiver, right?
Oh,
The one
duh.
we
I'm
did,
glad you remembered and I
the
didn't.
one we didn't get last time.
There we go. It almost stuck to my hand.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a role for week 1,
Yeah,
and
I think so
I
too.
think we can be absolutely done
A
there,
wide receiver.
and then we're done at the other positions, and we just take shots at running back and maybe add an extra wide or a quarterback in. And we could add another tight end too, like what? One quarterback,
We
one
could
tight
on this
end,
one.
two running back,
Let's do a
something like
quick
that.
here. Hoohames, give me a quick review of our
All
team
right,
so far.
we got a 3-5-6-2. We got Joe Burrow. We got Bo Nix. We got Justin Herbert. Running back, we got Chase Brown, Brees Hall, Joe Mixon, and then both of the Tennessee running backs. So we have 3 elites and then a backfield.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue is we have 3 bye week 10s there, so we do
We'll
need
figure it
another
out.
guy for sure. At wide receiver, we have Xavier Worthy, bring back with Bo Nix. We got Pat Bryant stacked with Bo Nix. We got Trey Harris and Quentin Johnston with Justin Herbert. And then we also have Jordan Addison and a Mickey Egbuka, who should come on late. Then we got Evan Ingram, also stacked with Bo, and then Gasicki with our boy, Joe
And
Burrow.
I think I know who that tight end is. You want to go and like pick 20 we could get that would make sense on this team.
There's a
Maybe pick
couple of
19, but 19 or 20. And then we do have a good amount of rookies.
hit. I think we hit RB here. I think we have to hit RB a couple times. And there's one guy I would like who is gone, it looks like.
Is that worth anything?
I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
Go up.
Let's take this
Go.
guy.
We already got Brown.
That's true.
Go up the board. We can take your
Sampson?
boy Sampson there. Yeah.
I think that's a good pick.
I
He's
have
gonna have a
not
role.
I have not taken him since the draft.
I haven't either, but I'm starting to get back in because I was reading some of the coach speak about Sampson and how they want to use him. I think it really is going to be a run heavy offense, maybe not a great team, maybe a fine team.
Yeah.
Who knows? But they're gonna be using Quinshawn a lot. They're gonna use Sampson. They drafted him intentionally. I think actually it's Jerome Ford who's getting shafted.
Well, the Jerome Ford re-signing is pretty bearish in my eyes.
Well, they re-signed. Wasn't that before the NFL draft though?
No,
It was after.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, but they still took Sampson and they still were really excited about him, and they've been praising his ability as a pass catcher, which I was like, I didn't see him do that a whole lot at Tennessee, but
Yeah, I mean, just because a college offense doesn't use somebody as a pass catcher doesn't mean
true.
that they can't. Like Judkins, does everybody forget that he ran a real wide receiver route and caught a touchdown in the national title game
Yeah, he's
in the
sick.
back of the end zone? Like just because Travion Henderson was elite at that doesn't mean Judkins was not good at that. You know, like
Right.
I and people forget that like these guys are asked to play a role, and if that role doesn't include the one thing, like that doesn't make them bad at it.
No
Like,
doubt.
but then there's Tank Bigsby who wasn't asked because of that. Like, it's more likely they're bad at it if they're not being asked to do it. But some offenses just run weird, and Tennessee, we know, has ran a weird offense.
Yes.
Yeah. He Fancy Dogs linked me that guy, and I like the stuff that he put out. Honestly,
Sampson was ranked pretty highly before the draft too. So Rattler's there. Is he worth the pick just to get one more QB?
I think that's fine. Like,
Or is there? I mean, obviously we could be done at running back. We didn't really like the list we saw.
unless we take Estime, I think Rattler's the pick.
I haven't been drafting Estime. I just don't know.
I haven't either, but like he has to be a fine pick, right? Like
He has to be a fine pick.
well, so like in a 20 round draft, RJ Harvey is probably
I thought he was pretty barfable last year.
he was, but his role is going to be the thumper.
What
The
if
role,
Harvey just doesn't give up anything? He's just always on
then
the field.
I mean, then neither one of the other ones is good. But
Right.
like if they're playing different roles, like Harvey is definitely going to play the role that McLaughlin plays.
I think so. I mean, Harvey was
And like
definitely like
so
a
if one of those two
running
guys
guy.
is worth taking, it's
Yeah.
almost definitely uh estimate over McLaughlin.
The only thing I'll say is, what if
McLaughlin is the better
what if they
player.
still ask
Like
McLaughlin to play the pass catching role and Harvey is like the run first, like
I
first, second down guy, goal line guy, and McLaughlin was way more efficient per touch than Estime was, which is crazy
and
because he's like half the size.
and Johnny is saying the guy who I was thinking the entire time, not Conklin.
No Rattler got Ferguson.
So Rattler isn't.
What up, Johnny?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Estime is a great pick, but
Yeah.
running back is more valued in this contest. And I
Yes.
think Estime should be picked in most drafts.
Okay. I mean,
Uh,
I just
just
I can't.
because
It's hard for me to get there.
I don't love the pick. I'm not like off the schneid loves the pick.
Do you want to go Conklin here, or should we keep
I think
waiting?
we just take Terrence Ferguson.
Terrence
Like
Ferguson?
yes, um, we have two good tight ends.
Oh, and I forgot we already had the double stack for the
Yeah,
Chargers.
we already have the double stack, and so with the two tight ends we have, Ferguson or Arroyo is what we want
For the
because
upside.
for the upside late season if something happens. So like even like a Gunnar Helm, I think would have been fine. I don't want the Gunnar Helm pick, especially with Chig on the board, but
I think I would too.
uh but like so and so the reason you take Rattler here, it's not because I like Rattler. It's not because he's a great pick. It's because
It's
he
a
may
valuable
be
pick.
starting week 12.
Yes, I think it's a very valuable pick.
And he's probably starting a couple games this year, and it's super flex. Um,
Do we need one more running back because of our buy situation, or do you think we're fine?
um, I think
Because
we go.
Brees and Mixon will start in week 10, and then it's just
Yeah,
about who's hitting our flex.
yeah. I think we hit a running back here. We're perfectly fine. Like unless you think we have to, I think like that wide receiver firepower is a little more than I usually have.
You think the wide receivers are good, right? Like we could stop there.
Yeah, like Worthy should start every week. Like the only thing we have to worry about is if we start off slow. But like, what are we getting down here that's going
The,
to help
the
us the first 3
quick counter
weeks?
argument in week 12, we only have 3 options to hit 2 spots. But
Yeah,
does that matter at all? Because we have all of our running backs
I
available.
mean, I'm okay with Diami Brown,
I feel like I've
uh,
been overdrafting him.
but like we do that or take a running back, like Miles Sanders would be fine. Uh, I'm fine with
Oh
whatever. Yeah,
shit, Emmanuel Wilson's gone.
Keaton Mitchell or that. Yeah.
God, how did someone draft uh Danny?
By the way, go look at our bye weeks at running back that we didn't help by taking.
Yeah, I know that one didn't help with the week 10.
I was just thinking of players, and as soon as you went to click it, I'm like, oh yeah, he's week 10. It don't matter. It don't matter. Like it's fine.
It's a fine pick.
Mix like week 10, we have all of our receivers, right? Except for Worthy.
Yeah. No, week 10's fine. I'm not worried about the buys.
Yeah.
If anything, yeah, Miles Sanders is kind of a if
We
you don't
kind of
draft him in 20 rounds, when do you draft him? I think it's not the worst pick. It's not a very sexy pick, but it could be
I
fine. And then
yeah. Isaac Garendo goes in like around 14, 13, 14, Johnny. Like he goes way early. So
yeah, true.
and we took him in the last draft.
Yeah, we got a
We
nice one on the last one.
yeah, I mean I don't know like the Miles Sanders, whatever. Like I think the Rattler pick was the right pick. I don't like it is like should we have taken Diami Brown or should we have taken Miles Sanders? Like,
Was Diamond Brown still there though? He was gone.
yeah, no, he was there.
Oh, he was. But I think I'm still.
He was actually. Was he? Did he
No, I
go
thought
the
he got
pick
drafted
before
right.
us?
That's why I was scrambling
Oh,
so
okay,
much.
okay.
Where did he go? No. I'm sorry. He went after us.
Yeah, because he was the top ADP guy. So if you didn't click anybody, that's who we got.
Maybe that's fine. I feel like I might
Like
be overdrafting. Like, when has
it's
Diamond
fine.
Brown ever been good for fantasy? He's literally never been good
He was good last year.
in the NFL
And
playoffs, which doesn't count for fantasy.
yeah, like, but he proved that he's okay. And
That's what I thought too, but I looked into it again
okay,
earlier. Maybe it was today or yesterday, and I was really like, "Wait, why are we drafting this guy again?" Besides the like good coach speak on him and the fact that he played decently in the playoffs, like he's
I
been
mean,
so underwhelming.
he's the wide receiver 3 on an offense we're in on. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I like that's what it is. It's that, like, but go game by game at the very end of the season.
no, I looked at those, and they're not that great. I mean,
They're
less than
not,
100
but
yards,
like
less than 100 yards, a touchdown in one of them.
it's also around 20.
That's true. And
Like
but that
I mean,
that
like,
was with the offensive rookie of the year. Now he's playing with Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, I don't love Diami Brown, but like at that point,
I've been drafting him too much. I need to diversify off of him a little bit and take more like
so like the reason I wouldn't have minded him, like Ray was actually probably a really good pick there too. But so Travis Hunter is probably definitely going to be like the day one starter, but right, like, but if he's having a little more trouble because he's trying to learn both, because they are playing him both ways, like that's already coming out, because he's already like splitting like he's not going to do both sides of the field, but he's learning both sides. So if that ends up being a hindrance to him on offense, maybe Diami Brown at the beginning of the season starts off with a bigger role. And with our team, we kind of like, if we needed anything, it was if Jordan Addison gets suspended, we need somebody week 2, week 3, right?
yeah.
Like
Maybe,
that's all we need. Like, because our team
yeah.
is solid. We just may struggle the first couple weeks. And of the players available, like even if it's 7 points, like maybe that starts. Not that that's great. Like, but I think Quentin Johnston's the guy we drafted for that role. Like, because if like I'm not really scared of Mike Williams being massively overshadowing Quentin Johnston.
He's not going to do anything.
So if either
Most
Trey
likely.
Harris or Quentin Johnston should be hitting our lineup, one of the like in some of those weeks. Yeah, I love Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's going to do anything until after week 10. I didn't. What did he say? I didn't know you could retract your statements. What did what which one are we retracting? Oh,
This is from like minutes ago when we're still like getting over that.
yeah.
We kind of floundered the last pick, but oh well. I
Yeah,
honestly did
it's the
not
20th.
expect someone to draft Emmanuel Wilson, who would have been my smash pick.
Right. I seen you looking for it. Yeah, and that would have been a good pick. But Miles Sanders is somebody who needs to be drafted. Like if we're
Yeah,
like, do I love it? No. Like, but mixing in Phil Maffa, it all makes some sense.
sure. I do get what you're saying though. Maybe this is plenty for a super
Yeah.
flex draft for wide receiver, but it just feels like a lot of rookies, a guy who gets suspended, and then a little bit shallow.
Well,
But
it's like Egbuka is awesome, but
he is awesome.
he's not going to be there early. And if Addison's also suspended, that means week 1 we have 4 receivers.
Well, let's
And
pretend that
two of them are rookies.
Godwin doesn't start until week 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Or they bring him on slower, or Egbuka is just him, and it's
or if
like you gotta
Addison's
play
just
him.
suspended 1 game.
Yeah, or Addison's not suspended or suspended 1 game. Who knows?
Like do we even know Addison's going to be suspended? Like
I don't know.
did he even have actual charges against him, or were they lifted? Like
I don't know.
I don't actually remember. Like Steve may know, like because I heard conflicting reports whenever that was going on. Like I heard that he was in a car, the car wasn't on, and he was just sitting in a parking lot, um, without keys even on him, which means that it's not operating a vehicle. Uh, so like yes, he was high in a vehicle. Like I also heard that like he was like sitting at a stoplight. I heard all kinds of things. I don't know what's true. Like I wasn't there. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything. Like I don't know what the actual reports because I heard multiple things and it's
Yeah,
been
I'm not
months
sure.
ago. It's been a long time.
It's been a while. I've already forgotten what I knew about that. But then
Yeah,
I do like the shout to Calvin Austin. I think it's an interesting pick. Some people
yeah,
are more on Roman Wilson. I probably have clicked Calvin Austin, a few times.
yeah,
And then the other shout was about, Diami Brown. Steve was saying he's not good. And then Johnny was saying he's not good. I kind of like Parker Washington too. I was drafting a lot of Parker Washington and Diami Brown in the big board. But overall, it's still like
yeah.
a last round kind of dart throw. So it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Green
And
was saying it.
and we only need two receivers. So like let's say Pat Bryant starts week 1 and gets us 4 points.
I took
And
Diamond
then
Brown in like 2 best ball manias in like the last 3 or 4 days, or maybe they were schnauzers. I can't remember, but it feels like I've clicked them too much.
hey, thanks for stopping in, Steve. But yeah, like we could if we have 3 bad weeks before Addison gets there,
See you,
like
Steve.
with our wide receiver too, but we smash at flex and quarterback and tight end, like is it that big of a deal?
I think Tesla is draftable. I guess he didn't go
Yeah.
drafted in this one, but it would have been better if we had like a Goff stack or
Right. Well,
McCarthy.
we just didn't need the rookie.
We
If
didn't
we
need another
needed,
rookie.
yeah, we didn't need more late season stuff on this team. Is all. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no,
it's
no, the
hard to,
team,
even on the best offense, it's hard to pay off when you're like the 6th target.
yeah, the team altogether is really good. Like that's the only minor thing we have that's wrong, right? And with the 3 people on by that 1 week, like it's already in week 12. Egbuka will be doing something by then. So we have Addison and Worthy, and we only
I
need to start.
honestly think the odds of Ibuka catching a touchdown and being like useful in week 1 is higher than him like missing half the season because it's a crowded like room. I think Ibuka is like really good,
Yeah.
had so much competition in college and always commanded targets, and then the Bucks are just like a great landing spot for him.
I mean, if Godwin's actually not 100%, like there's probably a good chance that he's there doing things in week 1.
I mean, imagine it's the first quarter of the Bucks week 1 game. Oh, we see Evans going to the sideline with he's holding his hamstring. And then very next play,
Yeah.
boom, Egbuka, 25-yard touchdown right over the middle.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this team absolutely has avenues. Like, look at our running backs again. They're fire, right?
Yeah, we got to look at
Chase
we've been spending
Brown.
too much time on the wide receivers. We got to look at
Yeah.
the running backs. These are
Yeah. This is the bread and butter, and our quarterbacks. Like, our quarterbacks are nuts. It's Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert. And then we got Chase Brown, Brees Hall, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard, and Tajay Spears. And then the upside of Dylan Sampson. And like, there's a very small chance still of the running back 1 in Dallas. Like, I don't think so.
maybe Miles Sanders gets just
But
a couple touchdowns when we need it.
yeah, like like maybe Miles Sanders gets traded and then he starts week 10.
That'd be probably better for our case.
Yeah, right. Like, and then tight ends, like we had a pretty good tight end room too. Like we had Evan Ingram stacked up with Bo Nix. So we have what I believe will be the 2 red zone options for like because Pat Bryant, why I'm bullish on Pat Bryant is because I think he's going to be a red zone target. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like Pat Bryant too.
And like, yeah, so I think he's going to be out there week 1. So I'm not that worried about it. If I was, I wouldn't have suggested Pat Bryant because we already had Evan Ingram.
Yes.
And I would have suggested I mean, actually, that last pick, I know who that last pick should have been now.
If it
Now
was
that
a
we
running
talk-
back, who should it have been? It should have been
Brandon Cooks.
Oh,
is the
yeah, I
guy.
know you're right.
If Cooks is still available or
He
was
is.
available, that was the pick because we took Rattler. We should have thought of that at the time,
Well,
but
we
because
tried
we
to take Juwan Johnson last
yeah,
round, and he
yeah,
went within.
because we took that's where we missed. Like Brandon Cooks will be starting early in the season. Would have helped out. We panicked. We took a guy that didn't help our bye week situation, which is the reason we took the running back. Like we like it was
Panic
both of
click.
us. It wasn't just you. It was me too. I was like, oh no, Miles Sanders. And you're like,
Well, I was like,
you
I
clicked it.
I
I'm
have the
like,
perfect solution. I have a player that I'm pretty high on recently. No one else drafts him. Let me just go ahead and type in
yeah,
Emmanuel
oh
Wilson.
yeah.
Oh shit, someone took him
Oh,
5
oh
picks
yeah,
ago.
and then I'm like, Miles Sanders, and then as soon as you clicked it, it popped. I'm like, oh yeah, week 10. Yeah, never mind. No,
I mean, I should have.
whatever.
I didn't even remember that we had a bye week issue, but this team is going to win based off the
Yeah,
quarterbacks, based on the early running backs,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then we're just going to have enough wide receiver
Well,
and tight end to get us there.
well, have you went back and looked at like any like semifinals or finals teams you had last year?
Just the ones that you've talked about on stream. I haven't personally looked at any.
Well, like it's they're not they're not perfect at all. like like you can look at it and like see like maybe a little bit of like where the structure was bad because like you took a couple swings and none of them hit, but like the hits were so big that it didn't matter, right?
Yeah,
So like that's what you're going for. Like if Egbuka is that big hit, like it doesn't matter. If Pat Bryant is a big hit, it doesn't matter, right?
that's
Like
a good
it.
point.
And if Trey Harris is a big hit, it doesn't matter. Like it makes up all of that. It doesn't matter that we didn't take Brandon Cooks at that point. So
Yeah, I think this team works. I
yeah,
like
it
it.
absolutely works.
I'm glad that I was able to get into these superflex streets, and I had you to help me make the right choices all along. I always appreciate you coming on and drafting these teams with me, Hoohames. We'll do it again real
Yeah.
soon for sure. And I'll have to come on your channel as well. We'll find a time
Yeah.
that makes sense. I know we have like different stream schedules, but I appreciate you coming on the late shift
Oh
and
yeah.
drafting these teams. You mentioned you've got a stream with Nick Bach on his channel tomorrow, and then later in the day you're having BBG on your channel. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely tune in and be listening to some of that action on both of those. And then yeah, I mean, I think everyone here follows Hoohames, is subscribed to Hoohames. But I said it before, the links are in the description. You can follow him on Twitter to keep news and the updates. And then make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. He's putting out a lot of good best ball content. If you're here for fantasy football, for best ball, and you haven't come across the world famous Hoohames yet, now you know. Make sure you're subscribed. And he and I are going to be continuing to draft all summer.
Yeah.
What else you got, Hoohames?
Yeah. So I normally stream every day, 4 p.m. Central, Monday through Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be streaming at 5 p.m. because that works better for BBG, and I will cater to the guests if they need it.
Nice.
Absolutely. Uh, I'm not sure what we'll draft yet. Most likely, just do a BBM. I've not done many, but I will definitely do one. I'll let him choose what he wants to do. I definitely look forward to that. Also, look forward to drafting with Nick Falk in the afternoon. Definitely do want you to come on my channel.
We'll make it work.
It'll like we'll just do like next Sunday or next Saturday night or something. Like a weekend night will work for me as well. So
Nice.
like we could just do something like that. And love Fantasy Dog. He is everyone's biggest supporter. Like
The
and
man.
but yeah, I had a great time tonight. I hope I helped you learn. Like you wanted me to come on because you said you didn't know much about Superflex. I
Yep.
hope I helped. I hope I help other people. Like I feel like I have a okay grasp. I'm not going to say I'm a great drafter at it, but I think overall I'm pretty okay at it.
It was a lot of fun. Like I said, we'll do it again soon. You guys, make sure you're subscribed. Go ahead and hit the like on the way out. If you're still over on there on Twitter, come over to YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. Tomorrow night on this channel, 8:30 p.m. Central, Ballsy, episode 3, with our second guest. It's going to be Greg from the Coach Speak Index. We're going to draft a BBM, have a good time. We can bring all your questions you want answered. You know, how's this backfield turning out? What do the coaches think about this player? What's the latest news on, you know, this situation and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to be talking about that, the whole draft, everything going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then much more to come. On Tuesday, I've got Cody from Off the Schneid coming on. And then I've got other drafts planned out for the week ahead too. I think I'm going to have some other guests come on and some things that I'm working on. So I'll put out a post. I'll announce it. I'll be doing that. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. If you're not following me on Twitter yet, at FFB Garage. And we'll see you guys in another draft real soon, probably tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Let's kick it to the outro.